Sports with
Friday's
Roc
a good day to
and
do that.
Manuch with
In
Jimmy B. Proudly
in
sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com.
Yeah, because James Conner was a real killer this year.
Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
You guys are hot.
Suns are back on the hardwood tonight as Oklahoma City comes into town after falling last night, and spring training games begin in Arizona as the Rangers and Royals and the Seattle Mariners go up against the Padres, as then all the other games get started tomorrow, both in Arizona and Florida. Welcome in, Roc and Manuch. No Jimmy B today. We got Jax, we got Ben. We're out here at Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota. Be with you till 4 o'clock. This hour, Sean Salisbury will join us. Looking forward to catching up with him. Scott Spreitzer. We're going to start talking about some games. Comes to college basketball and handicapping those. As many of you that like to get on your DraftKings or whatever you're on and may need some pointers when it comes to college basketball. So we'll have that. That's what you get here on Fridays. And if you want more, you can get more on Saturdays from 11 to 1 with Jackson Bauer and Gross over at the CAZ Sports Bar. And we have our rewind today. So got a lot to get into today. But right out of the gate, let's get into what's some of the top stories. And of course, I think right out of the gate, it's the Suns. They're back on the hardwood, as I mentioned. Oklahoma City, as they come out of the All-Star break, 5th in the Western Conference, 32-28, just a half game behind the LA Clippers for 4th. Kevin Durant has already been ruled out tonight as he works his way back from that injury. Campaign is questionable, but I think a lot of eyes on the Suns tonight, 8 o'clock start at Footprint Arena.
Well, and then 22 games to go, Rock, and you just can't poo-poo any of these games. You got to stay the track.
Start. We're not even a minute in.
Well, you can't take these games lightly. How about that? You can't take these games lightly. How's that? You think of that? I mean, you just can't. You got to come in and.
I mean, when you train your quarterbacks, do you use this type
I do.
Did you say poo-poo?
I do.
Verbiage?
Yeah.
You say poo-poo? Like, incomplete. Oh, that's a poo-poo pass?
No. I tell them, I said, here's the deal. After we get done with the workout, I get them a circle. We stretch out really, really good. And I want to make sure this. I said, don't poo-poo the stretches. I mean, don't take them lightly. Make sure that you do it good because your arm care is everything, body care. Oh, yeah, I use that. They know the Manuchisms all over the place.
Don't you think you need to adapt to our society, to the crowd that you are entertaining?
No, because I think that there's a lot of good old expressions they need to be aware of. It gives them some culture.
That is a stupid one.
No, it's not.
That is not even, no one even uses that. They used that back in the 40s and 50s.
I heard a broadcast use that about 3 weeks ago. I said, he must be out there at the lab.
Yeah, was that my sophomore broadcaster in Michigan?
No,
that we played yesterday.
No,
high school sophomore.
If he would have said that, I'd have said somebody a little bit older gentleman would have trained that young man. So what I'm trying to say, Rock, is they can't take any of these games, go on the road for 4 games, come back. I mean, you're gonna have to be staunch. I hope Campaign can come back, if not tonight, on the road. We got to get him up to speed. Landry Shamet, hopefully he gets back in the swing of things, hopefully in the next week or two. And once KD gets involved with this team, 20 games, whatever they have left when those guys get involved, get things on track. Let's get things geared up because it's all about the playoffs. But the key is you don't want to lose your seeding. And that's what I'm getting at here. Make sure you win these games. You win 15 out of 22, 14 out of 22 to make sure you don't slip in any of those. Because OKC's coming up. You got a few other teams that are starting to make their moves as well, too.
ASU and U of A will go at it tomorrow. Arizona, ranked 7th in the country. Devils will look to avenge their loss to the Wildcats at home on New Year's Eve. ASU now is 19-9 on the season, where U of A is 24-4, and GCU will host Seattle U tonight. So there's your basketball.
And won't get any easier after tomorrow, because we got USC and UCLA. On the road next week,
LA
and
schools.
You hopefully can win out. Maybe it's upset city tomorrow. I doubt it, but it'd be nice. But they'd have to go trifecta, upset U of A, upset UCLA, upset USC, and then get into the tournament and have to be, I think, runner-up minimum for them to sneak in the back door, if not the play-in game.
Just a quick note, staying with basketball, we're going to give away 2 family 4-packs for next Saturday's Globetrotters Washington Generals game at Footprint. It's a 7 o'clock game, lower level seats, so we'll give away 2 4-packs. We've been giving away a bunch of 4-packs throughout the week, and then we'll finish it off coming up here, and probably do this in now 15 minutes, 20 minutes, so we'll give you an opportunity. You can get Globetrotter tickets by going to Ticketmaster.com or go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com. But they're in town for 3 games next Saturday, 2 at Footprint on Saturday, and then Sunday out in Glendale. Yotes, they'll host Nashville down in Tempe on Sunday as they saw their 9-game point streak come to an end as they lost to Calgary on Wednesday night 6-3. They still remain well out of the playoff race with just 49 points. They went on a little run there with that point streak, got them up there, which is not very favorable to a lot of purists when it comes to hockey, because if you're going to tank, you tank. You got to tank the right way and get that first or second pick overall.
But, Rock, they're playing all their guys, all their young guys. I mean, it's not as if they can go down to, Tucson, bring a bunch of guys up or whatever and say, okay, we're sitting you guys. We're going to play all the young guys the last 20, 25 games of the season. I mean, they're not going to do that. It'd be a disservice. I mean, obvious that the organization's okay. These guys are playing, want to develop them. Is that going to be their mantra? I mean, play hard, and wherever you fall as far as the draft is concerned, yeah, we'd like the number 1 guy. But if you get the number 2, number 3, build it. Build it. Go make some moves for some free agents if you have to eventually, and then go from there.
Spring training is underway today out there in the West Valley. Diamondbacks will get started tomorrow as they get a split squad game against both A's and Rockies. Regular season starts just over a month. How about that? NIL is something we talk about quite a bit, and the NCAA issued their first sanctions in a case related to NIL, name, image, and likeness. Came down today. They are penalizing the Miami women's basketball program with a year probation and some other minor penalties for their involvement in urging a meeting between a wealthy alum and 2 players who transferred to the school last summer.
Okay.
And this case involves several prominent figures. It's all according to ESPN. And the sanctions stem from this meeting, from this alum and these transfer players. And I guess this alum, John Ruiz, has signed more than 100 Hurricane athletes to NIL deals to promote his company, Life Wallet. And some of them reportedly are worth over hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Sure, I can imagine.
So I find this interesting that all of a sudden the NCAA is getting involved and they're going to create some sanctions. And they pick no disrespect, a women's basketball program to start with. No, it's not going after, North Carolina Duke.
Well, so the 2 twins, they're twins.
Yeah,
Haley
Cavinder.
Haley and Hannah Cavinder. They played at Gilbert High School. So they're local kids. They went to Fresno State. They got popular on TikTok, social media. They each have like $2 million in NIL deals with Champ Sports, various other outlets.
3 million social media followers.
Yeah, the thing that makes me mad about this is that it was a dinner that was in July, I think, and now you're dealing with it now, and then it's like the NCAA didn't have any rules, I guess, with the NIL, so why are you making all these sanctions when you didn't make any rules in place?
Brock, that's why I'm laughing. I'm like, wait a second. You've got rules and regs, and to me, this is totally legit under the guise. And as you mentioned, Jax, in July, there was no rules and regs. It was pretty much all is fair in love and more, right? So they're meeting with this guy. They're working out their deal. They're transferred to Miami. Hey, good for them. They're going to get all they can and then some. So where's the hole in the contract, the hole in the sanctions for this that the NCAA is coming after them for? What in particular is the infraction?
Well, they obtained text messages between the head coach and the alum. Okay, so that's probably what it was.
That's it right there. Because there's those dead periods, and if there's any kind of influence by a head coach to say, hey, Mr. Alumni or Mr. Sponsor, I need you to step up for these 2 girls. Well, okay, got your hand caught in a cookie jar, So how would he get the information if you like these guys? Just have that guy call directly. I mean, you got to get information. You got a straw man in between.
But to Jack's point, what's interesting is the rules changed in January. This case was opened before the rule changes went into effect.
Exactly.
Superseded it.
Yes.
Basically. So there should be no violation here.
There shouldn't be.
Well, it's because the NCAA just said, hey, we're going to pass this NIL deal, NIL law without even having any rules or regulations, and now you're going to punish the program for this back in July. It just doesn't make sense.
It's like them going,
And
hey,
these girls, these Gilbert girls, should not be tarnished
no. Well, hell no. I don't.
for what went wrong there.
I would love to see.
Why are these girls going to get penalized?
Hey, I bet there's attorneys lining up pro bono to say, let us handle this with the NCAA. I think it was the NCAA's attempt to say, see, we are getting control of the NIL. We are putting some teeth into this scenario that's out of hand. No, you're not. I call this a faux infraction with things that were superseded back in July.
Well, it's like the thing with Harbaugh. It was on the news for one day, and then the next day, no one talked about it.
Yeah,
they didn't do anything about it. So maybe that's what's going to happen here with the Cavender twins. Who knows?
It's funny. I forgot all about them. How
2 minutes.
How good they are as far as putting that out. They're pretty good players as well.
Yeah, they're good.
They're outstanding players. But I think that's nothing more than the NCAA going raising their hand, going, hey, see, we got an infraction. We're gonna hammer this NIL. No, I think somebody will line up and appeal this.
Yeah,
somebody's gonna appeal it.
Because it's so new and people really don't understand. Everybody's is interpreting the rules differently,
right?
And I think that's the big challenge here, because I don't think there's a lot of people that are even in the business know what's going on. I mean, I got to tell you, I reached out to a prominent college recently and asked if we could have a couple players that would come on our school on our show,
right?
And I was going to do an NIL deal with them, and it was through a third party. I'm not going to say who it was, and they were going to get paid in kind,
sure,
and reaching out to the university, they really didn't have anybody I could talk to. I'm like, who do I need to go through to establish this so we don't get the kid in trouble?
So
I don't want to get the student athlete in trouble for taking a $100 gift card or a $1,000 gift card or whatever it is to come on our show once a week.
So there's no gatekeeper with the collective.
I think there is some, but I think it's not organized yet. I think they need one central, NIL office that sets the rules, sets the boundaries, and then let's go from there and try it that way.
Okay, but separate of the NCAA.
Yeah, it has to be separate.
Because if they're in that same building, forget it. Nothing.
But they have to work hand in hand.
Yeah, they do. I agree.
It would be nice to have somebody from the NCAA office in that office, the NIL office as well.
And I think per school, whoever your collective is, report to them, hey, here's what we got going on. Is this legal or not? Can the head coach reach out to the alumnus, or in this case, the sponsor, to work there? No, but your collective gatekeeper can if you're out raising money to try to get people.
And this Miami alum had 100 other guys and girls that they already had.
Absolutely. I mean, what was the difference?
Hey, there could be more to all
It's over just steak, potatoes, and some broccoli probably for dinner. That's what the NCAA is.
Hey, is Charles Barkley close to getting his own show on CNN? And Netflix is teaming up with a champion quarterback. We'll tell you all about that next as we continue. Just getting started. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
With just 4 home games remaining in Sun Devil Hockey's inaugural year at Mullen Arena, grab your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com or join us at 6:30 Friday and 4:30 Saturday for Arizona State and Alaska Fairbanks here on Fox Sports 910, the home of Sun Devil Hockey.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox. Hey kids, let's go. Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead. Wherever it leads you, find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Golfers, tee it up at Van's Golf Shops for the hottest new arrivals from Callaway, featuring the Paradigm Woods and Irons. The Paradigm Woods are engineered with forged carbon to have unparalleled distance and forgiveness. The irons feature a high-strength forged face for increased launch, speed, and spin. A new paradigm in performance. Swing into Van's Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Van's Golf Shops. Unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Be part of the NBA action with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers can place $5 on any pregame moneyline bet and get $150 in free bets if your team wins. Download the app and sign up with code 910. That's code 910 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets. Deposit, parlay, and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
You don't ride an elevator for the music, and you don't pick an airline for the movies. So when it comes to audio entertainment, it makes sense to choose Audible. It's the home for stories told by the biggest stars, like John Hamm, Kerry Washington, and Kevin Hart. It's home to epic adventures, chilling mysteries, and can't-miss comedies. Audible is the home of storytelling. Let your imagination soar with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Start a free trial at audible.com.
A social distancing tip.
Putting distance between yourself and others is critical to slowing the spread of coronavirus. So here are ways to stay in contact without the physical contact part. Call, send a text, set up a video conference, post on social media, dedicate a song on the radio. If you have symptoms of fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part, because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays? The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
All right, guys, here we go.
FEMA and the Ad Council.
Time for the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of
I'm going to come back with it. Sound good, guys?
Yep.
And directing traffic.
Just making sure.
To this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com. Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Baseline shut down. 5 to shoot. He'll take the 3. And a foul.
Oh, did it go quiet in a hurry? First one's up. Colin Sexton on that pitch, holding his breath. 2 for 2, the tie. 119 in overtime. Three for 3. Giddy will inbound. Here we go. Everyone's standing at Vivint Arena.
5 seconds, you guys are hot.
Filches Alexander thinks it. Woo! Win it in overtime.
How about that for Utah last night? 120 to 119 over Oklahoma City, who plays the Suns tonight. As that was courtesy of AT&T Sportsnet. As Laurie gets fouled. Fouled on a 3. 4 seconds left, and he hits all 3 to win.
And then that shot at the very end.
Almost.
Here, bang. I mean, you know what? You get that shot. You got 3 seconds to go. Get away from the guy.
No,
I mean, just
agree.
get away from. Just go fly by. Just get your hands up and go right on by him.
Top play of the night is brought to you by the Valley Chevy Dealers. Your Valley Chevy dealer serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. Head to valleychevydealer.com. If you are driving around today, stay away from Kierland area. I mean, all around the Kierland area. As if you are driving or you're listening right now and you want to know why you're being detoured throughout the city in Scottsdale, is Scottsdale firefighters had to extinguish a Tesla car that caught fire twice. Once after it crashed into a building, and then again while they were towing it outside on the street. So it happened at Scottsdale Road and Paradise Lane. And the witness said that the driver was trying to park in the parking lot.
Oh, no.
And suddenly the car kind of just lurched forward, and he kind of crashed into the building and lost control. But the car was on fire underneath the tires, so it went up in flames for about 30 seconds after the crash. Thank God no one was hurt, nothing with no life threatening, but it was a Tesla.
You know, what I found out is that they have to put those Tesla fires up because of the batteries and electricity with foam, not water, obviously, because of electricity. And then I've heard that a couple times where Teslas have caught up twice.
I drive one, so I'm.
Be careful, Ron.
I know, but anyway, detour. There's detours on Scottsdale Road at Cactus, Thunderbird, Franklin Wright, 64th Street, Hayden, East and West, the whole Greenway Hayden Loop, the Kierland Commons. So Guthrie, just stay away.
Just don't even come down. Even coming down the 101 to get here to Wright Toyota. Get off for Frank Lloyd Wright, the line. Cars were backed up.
It didn't bother you then. You said you went through that.
No, I went. All that traffic came on to getting off.
I was right through it.
Yeah, I went through it too. Yeah,
I had to go. I had to
go west of Kierland, up and around, and what a pain in the ass. Anyway, well, as long as no one was hurt.
Be safe out there, folks.
Charles Barkley is in the news. Last week, Puck News reported that the CNN CEO was targeting Barkley for a primetime show on CNN, on the cable news network. And Charles confirmed his interests. And according to him, CNN is interested in partnering him with Gayle King, who's with CBS. And he really doesn't want to do a daily show, it sounds like. But I thought this was interesting. And this is going to sound political, and you can take it for whatever it's worth. CNN ratings are horrible.
They're
so down. Mm-hmm. And when Barkley comes out and says, I just want to help the company who he works for, which is, just so you know, he works for Warner Brothers Discovery, WBD, which owns TNT and CNN. He comes out and goes, I just want to help the company because obviously it is a blank show right now. Anything I can do to help. Because it's amazing how messed up a network like that is. It's unfortunate because I used to go to CNN when there's any news stories, like there's something breaking
news.
You go to that for news. Now it's all propaganda. It's liberal, swing. It's a completely liberal network.
And they've lost a lot of their viewers to MSNBC right now. Who are going that way.
Which is even worse.
Well, here's the thing. Well, if you want to get both sides, either Fox or MSNBC, but CNN even has Bill Maher. They do a 10-minute after show after he shows on HBO. They've got him on Friday nights for 10 minutes.
Well, he's liberal. It makes sense.
Well, he's there. So it's like they're going after other people to help.
What's he doing? No, they're trying to keep their base.
Well, here's the thing.
So they're trying to keep you on that. They're trying to keep you and your wife to watch CNN.
I watch Bill Maher.
Which is all right. Well,
for the sake of
because you have to.
But basically,
3 minutes. Bill Maher is probably one of those only guys that if I was in an elevator, I would.
Right, you'd be surprised. He's actually he's factual on stuff.
I know.
He's leaning right down the middle.
Yeah, he's starting leaning a little bit right because he's realizing how messed up our
it is
political system.
I call it great theater.
Anyway, I think speaking of great theater, though, in the coming months, I don't know if Barkley's going to have time. You got the NCAA tournament that he does and the NBA playoffs, but the potential of him doing a show on CNN. I don't know if it's going to work with Gayle King. She's great. She does a great job. They have a really good relationship. But she's still hosting CBS Mornings, so I'm sure she's getting paid a lot of money to be on CBS
It's
Mornings.
interesting. You see the cross-pollination of something like that.
That's where we are now.
Yeah, and I think you see
Charles used to be a huge Republican.
Yep.
Then he switched to now he's a huge Democrat. I don't know where he is today.
I don't know where he's at. I think he's down the middle.
Maybe he's in the middle. Which would
His
be
whole
great if
thing
he is.
I think what he said is like I look at the candidate. I'm not one way or the other. I look at the candidate. What I believe to be the proper thing as far as his beliefs. But I would think that Gail would be the one that's the moderator, and he's just kind of the bounce stuff off of him.
He's the star.
Yeah, he's the star. Bounce stuff off of him. I mean, you see him on all the late night shows. He's really entertaining. I mean, he's sharp. He's entertaining.
You just figure that out?
Well, no, I mean, he's even more so.
You just heard about Charles Barkley?
No. I mean, but I think he's grown. He's accepted that.
With
Charles, he knows when the lights and cameras, he can take it to another level.
He's always on. There's no other athlete, maybe other than Shaq, that if he has something to say, you listen. He also gets more passes than anybody. Charles says some things. He's done some things. He did it at a stop sign in Scottsdale
right.
many years ago. What did he get? Slap on the wrist?
Well, Charles isn't stupid, Rock. He knows what he can do, what he can't do. But I think he knows that being that minority, that voice, that if somebody's going to attack him,
I don't think being a minority means
well,
anything.
but I think it plays into it. Like, oh wow, Charles said this and this, and somebody tries to challenge him.
You can't. Yeah, you can't go there.
Yeah, you can't.
That's the unfortunate thing.
I think at CNN, people could challenge him, or she could challenge him. That being Gail, Gail King could challenge him. So I think it's just whether he wants to work that hard on a daily basis. He says, hell, I love working one day a week.
And how much more money can he make? I mean, he's making what 10, 15 million just for TNT. Then he's got all these other things that he's doing. Not to mention his endorsements and.
For a guy
and whatever he's doing.
For a guy admitted he lost over $100,000 on the Super Bowl weekend being in Vegas. He and his buddies. I mean, $100,000.
Wait, hold on a second. He just made $100,000.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he probably makes it as fast as he loses it. Coming back.
Hey, we're gonna go unfiltered, uncensored with Sean Salisbury. Get his thoughts on some of these quarterbacks that are out there, specifically Aaron Rodgers. Get his thoughts on the darkness retreat.
The darkness retreat.
Sean Salisbury's next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
A couple of days after re-signing with the Mercury, Brittany Griner was seen on the court at the team's practice facility on Thursday. Sun center DeAndre Ayton was on hand, and he said it was unreal watching her and seeing the reaction on her face. Ayton and the Suns get back to work at home against the Thunder tonight. There is a report that the Cardinals' new defensive line coach will be Miami Dolphins assistant Derek LeBlanc. And the Athletic reporting today that Russell Wilson wanted Pete Carroll fired as head coach in Seattle when he was there. Wilson, though, on social media denying the story. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Have you been arrested for something you didn't do? When your liberty is on the line, you need an aggressive, experienced attorney to defend your rights. Lerner Law Group is the firm you can trust with your freedom. Our criminal defense attorneys have represented thousands of clients across the state, and with our affordable payment plans, you can get the defense you need immediately. If you've been wrongly charged with a crime, time is not on your side. Call Lerner and Rowe today for a free consultation. We're available to help you 24/7.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Get ready for the nothing but net action of college basketball on AZTV Channel 7. Every Monday and Saturday, we take you courtside for both men's and women's college hoops. AZTV Channel 7. Check out the schedule at aztv.com.
Golfers, tee it up at Van's Golf Shops for the hottest new arrivals from Callaway. Featuring the Paradigm Woods and Irons. The Paradigm Woods are engineered with forged carbon to have unparalleled distance and forgiveness. The irons feature a high-strength forged face for increased launch, speed, and spin. A new paradigm in performance. Swing into Van's Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Van's Golf Shops. Unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
Are you looking to get into the best shape of your life or looking to offer your son or daughter the best training in Arizona? Then listen up. Dan Manucci for the new Coco 5 Performance Center at Bell Bank Park in Mesa. The state-of-the-art Performance Center is a 24 25,000 square foot facility and is home to sports performance for teams, individuals, combine prep, and professional athletes. And now the new home where I coach my quarterback. 80 yards of indoor turf and track along with an outside turf workout area, plus tons of squat and bench stations along with world-class training equipment. And they have the best team of coaches in the Southwest led by Olympic gold medal winner Dan O'Brien. If you or your son or daughter are ready to take the next step by gaining more speed, agility, power, or flexibility, then you need to check out the Coco 5 Performance Center at Bell Bank Park. Sign up by calling 480-572-0647, and one of their team members will create an individualized program specific to your needs. That's 480-572-0647 or online at legacyperformanceaz.com. For limited time, if you mention me, Dan Manucci, they'll give you your first session on me. That's legacyperformanceaz.com.
Wright Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Shopping for a mortgage? Big banks can be a big hassle. Call GC Global Capital and work with a local team of mortgage experts for great rates and lower fees, more options, and faster closings. Don't let your dream home purchase turn into a nightmare. Call the professionals at GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital, your local mortgage professionals. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker, NMLS 1091187, license NB 0924983, and equal opportunity lender.
If you are tired of losing money, tired of picking the wrong teams, listen to Taking Vegas every Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday morning at 9 on Fox Sports 910. While you're doing what you do every week, these guys are analyzing the games, analyzing.
Salisbury just wanted me to inform you that in March, he's taken the whole March off. He's not going to do anyone's shows besides his in the month of March.
888-9-WIN now for free picks.
Cool.
Or again, Taking Vegas Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9 on Fox Sports 910.
This February, Xfinity Flex is unlocking premium entertainment for you to try every single week, no strings attached. Celebrate during Black History Month with shows like Unsung the Decades. Snuggle up during Valentine's Day with a Lifetime Movie Club pick like Harry and Meghan, A Royal Romance. Or crank up the action with Godfather of Harlem from MGM Plus. Get down and funky with the Classic Soul playlist from iHeartRadio. Easily discover new free content each week across the best streaming app. Say free this week into your Xfinity voice remote.
It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service.
You can just buy Jack's and I Happy Meals. We'll be happy with that.
Of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
A former NFL QB turned radio host, Sean Salisbury goes unfiltered with Roc and Manuch.
Guys are hot.
Now on Fox Sports 910.
Sean Salisbury joins us now on the Right Toyota Guest on here on Fox Sports 910. Sean, what is the longest you've been in a room with like no lights, no sound, no electricity, and then the second part of that is how far could you go? Like how long could you go?
Well, in truth, I guess the only time, like when you mean in a dark, like Aaron Rodgers, like how long have I been in a dark room?
Yeah.
Only when I'm laying at night and trying to sleep, sometimes I'm staring at the ceiling. I got this habit of I'll go to bed and I'll fall asleep, and for about 3 hours I'll sleep, then I wake up, and like for an hour and a half, that's when I do my best thinking, even though I don't want. You know that feeling of don't start your mind kicking in now. So I can't remember the last time I went 8 straight hours, and it's honest to God truth. I'm talking about 3 decades. 8 straight hours in dark at night, sleeping straight. I haven't slept 8 straight hours in 2.5 decades, 3 decades. So that would probably be the length of that. How long could I awake and asleep? I guess if there was money on the line or a challenge, I could do it, but I have he beats to a different drum. I'd rather play golf 36 holes a day, 4 straight days, or do something like that, be on a boat fishing for 4 straight days. I probably, unless there was like a major competition or I had teammates that I needed to help out, or I was doing it for family or for myself, I guess I could do it 4 days, but I have no desire to do it for more than the night I sleep and early morning. Other than that, I can think other ways. I don't need to do it in the room by myself with only a bathroom and a sink. I'll pass. I would agree totally. And your point about not being able to sleep with the hamsters going at night, I'm on the same page. And it's the worst thing about it, Sean, is if you're on the couch and you doze off,
at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and you doze off and you wake up and you think it's morning and it's only been an hour, right? And then you got to get up and then you got to go to bed and then you can't sleep. It's the absolute worst.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. All these great ideas come at 1:25 in the morning, and I'm thinking, why didn't I put a pin by my bed? And I don't do it. And then I wake up, then I go to bed, and I say, okay, I got to get up at 3:30 or 4 for morning drive anyway. And then about if I wake up at 3:45, about 3:10, the REM sleep kicks in.
Oh.
And you're like, you've got to be kidding me. I got to get up in 30 minutes. So, and then I'm thinking, what the hell did I think I was going to write down last night? So it's a bitch. Speaking of the hamster wheel, it's a vicious cycle of, come and go. But I don't wear it as a badge of honor. But guys, unless you had surgery and you had meds, right? I honest to God cannot remember the last time I went to bed at say 9 o'clock and slept till like 6 or 7 the next morning without waking up.
Nope.
Whether it's just roll over.
Same here.
I don't know. Maybe it's the 12 surgery. I'm not agree. If I get 5 straight hours of sleep without uninterrupted sleep, 4 or 5, I truthfully, sometimes you go to bed early at 8 o'clock and you wake up at 1 and I'm ready to get up out of bed because I can't imagine 4 more hours of sleeping because I'm at my best then you lay around and you try to go back to bed. So yeah, it's a vicious cycle. You're right. The hamster wheel and treadmill continue.
So Sean, what did Paxitani feel / one Aaron Rodgers? Did he see a shadow? Did he see the light? I mean, when you look at I can think of us detoxing and fasting with our bodies, but I've never heard of a quote unquote detox your brain to see which way you're moving forward. So, I mean, what comes out of this? Does he stay? Does he move on? Does he see a shadow? I mean, what the hell?
Yeah. I listen, now we all know, like I said, he's a little different cat, that's for sure, on the field and off it. But I would be about day 2, I'd be thinking, I'm going nuts. The only thing I'd be thinking about how psychologically I'm going to get through the next 2 days instead of my career. But and once you come out of it and you kind of see the light and you have to wear sunglasses for 4 straight more days because you can't see because the brightness. But I would assume once you come out of there, if he was looking for what he was looking for, direction in his career and his life, wouldn't you write it down in a journal and you got it right then and there and or is he going to wait another month to tell us? I'm quite frankly, when it comes to his career, tired of the Aaron Rodgers holding everybody hostage game.
Yes.
So I don't know. Hey, whatever he discovered, good for him. I got no problem with people doing it. What's good for him is good for him. I really don't care what he discovered. What I think he's going to discover is he's going to play, and it may not be in Green Bay. Other than that, if he's trying to find peace, God bless him.
Sure.
Aaron's probably going to be that guy that goes on a camping trip someday, and we don't see him for 6 months, and he's just kind of growing a beard down to his waist. Who the hell knows? But I assume he's going to. The part of that, Manuch, is he's going to find that thing that says there's $100 million waiting on me.
Yeah.
How's that for light? I think I'm going to keep playing. Right.
Well, and you think about that, and you think of the quarterback intensive week it is. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Does he stay or not? Does he move on? You got Derek Carr. He's already had a couple of visits. Jimmy G's in the news. Russell Wilson. Can Sean Payton make it happen? Lamar Jackson. Which way is he going to lean? And then there's Dak Prescott. Do you extend him or not? I've never seen a week that was so quarterback intensive, Sean, in like the second week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're talking about Pro Bowlers, MVPs, Hall of Famers, and guys that are going to basically take the shape of whatever team they're on. That's where they're going. Derek Carr, they're going to bring him in somewhere to be the starter and to put up big numbers. And the Jets tell him to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is Rodgers going to get traded? Garoppolo seems to be the quietest, but I'm sure something there. Russ Wilson, you got to be careful. Look, you might get stabbed in the back. He might try to get you fired, Sean Payton, if things don't go well. And I mean, it is crazy, Dak Prescott, and the one that's the biggest, obviously, it's the Rodgers. And what do you do with Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
I could just say this, regardless of what he gets paid or what they do, those dudes are hard to come by. MVP type quarterback. I always say when people say, "Oh, get rid of," you don't want to pay him that. Well, look at the money Kyler makes and Deshaun Watson, and he's been better than both. He has over the course of his career. And now with Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, who's damn good, it seems like a marriage that would be perfect. But what do you pay him? They're going to go through that. For me, though, you got to say, okay, if we lose him and we decide to move on from him, trade him, then you got to say, okay, what are we replacing him with? That's the thing. It's not just that you want to move on because you can't afford it. You got to understand the drop-off. It's hard to replace those guys, Rodgers and Jackson. And then sometimes it's just time to move on. So I think you're going to get him franchised. I think Rodgers is going to get traded. Garoppolo's going to go someplace to start. Carr's going to go on the 12-team recruiting trip. And Wilson will be where he's at and keep embarrassing himself with stupid talk and commercials.
3 minutes.
Well, Dak Prescott, I think, is going to be a Cowboy. I don't think he's going to get extended this offseason. I wouldn't. I would wait. It feels like he just got an extension. So there's a lot of news in the quarterback position, but doesn't that shape it? And then there's the Bryce Young talk. Real quick, guys. Isn't it amazing how 195-pounder, but yet if he, the narrative and well, he can't play. He's not a difference maker at 195, although he's made every play in the world in college.
Sure, yeah.
But if he weighed 210, he'd be the it factor superstar. So people are telling me that 15 pounds is the difference in him being a Hall of Famer or being a bust. It's the most extraordinary thing in the off season I see every year in shorts and a T-shirt. We've decided the guy can't play, can't be the first pick because we just don't do that with 195-pound quarterbacks. I'm fascinated by the judgment of all these people to make these decisions.
He's Sean Salisbury. Get another minute with Sean here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Sean, your days at working for ESPN and on the national level and your relationship with one of the best in the business, John Clayton, how many times were you approached by, like let's just say Lamar Jackson's, entourage, their crew, to try to get you to get out there to kind of put some narrative out there to try to help their client, gain some more money? Because now we're hearing, Lamar Jackson, people are talking to Stephen A. Smith and Mortensen and trying to kind of plant some things. Did that happen much? And I know the world was a little bit differently back then without so much media.
Right. Yeah, it does. It's not a say it out loud, hey, I need you to pub my client because, or that, but when they're all of a sudden, it's like, gosh dang, money must be coming up. I got 4 quarterbacks that are my best friend, and his agents love me. So, because you know what? Like a politician, you basically become that person that's politic informed because you got and I was on TV, and not a pat on the back, which, matter of fact, is quite the opposite. I was on TV too much, is with NFL Live. And
1 minute.
It's like, well, maybe if I can remember one player, I'll leave his name out, wasn't a quarterback, a big-time player. I went on, and I had never met him in person, but I went on and said that on Monday Night Football, on SportsCenter after Monday Night Football, and I raved about how great he is, that he was going to be the next great one. And he turned into be a really, really good player and a big-time Pro Bowler. He sent me an email to work the next day and said, I can't thank you enough, Mr. Salisbury, for championing my cause. And I never met him. So, yes, they're listening and they watch, and they know if you're on TV that people listen and watch, and it's in an influencing position. It happens all the time. Of course you want that guy championing your cause. You don't want him to beat you down. So, yes, I have had it happen, and I'll leave names out.
Yeah.
It's happened numerous times when I was on national TV.
Unbelievable. Sean, we'll see you out here in a few days because spring training started today, so I know you're going to make plans to be out here in March, so let's get together for, a couple drinks and some dinner, all right?
Can't wait, fellas. I appreciate you as always. I look forward to seeing you.
You got it. Sean Salisbury, Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910. Appreciate him taking some time. He's driven by All City Towing. All City Towing continues to hire. Go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com. Hey, I have some useless knowledge to share, like why you should pee or piss for exactly 21 seconds. You're not going to believe a valet crashed a $500,000 Lamborghini into another $500,000 Lamborghini.
Ouch.
We'll tell you all about that next. This is Fox Sports 910.
This is The Herd.
Attention listeners.
With Colin Cowherd.
The Justin Fields story. 3 days ago, I brought this up, and I was considered ridiculous and ludicrous.
I feel like way slower in that cold weather.
It is an edge to play in Chicago. Fields sees it as an issue. Hard feels slower. Great quarterbacks are not seeking comfort.
This is The Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Oh yeah, it's Globetrotter game time. Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour. Presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, non-stop action, amazing basketball skills, 4-point shots, high-flying dunks, and more. Get tickets for the whole family, where you can be part of the action. Don't miss the Harlem Globetrotters at Footprint Center on March 4th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
Time to get in on real estate investments. GC Global Capital has financing with no income verification. Call 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker and MLS 1091187. License MB0924983. An equal opportunity employer.
Golfers, tee it up at Van's Golf Shops for the hottest new arrivals from Callaway, featuring the Paradigm Woods and Irons. The Paradigm Woods are engineered with forged carbon to have unparalleled distance and forgiveness. The irons feature a high-strength forged face for increased launch, speed, and spin. A new paradigm in performance. Swing into Van's Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Van's Golf Shops. Unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox. Hey kids, cool. Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead, wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
Springtime, the best time of the year here in sunny Arizona. Spring training, spring break, and of course, Duke's on Miller and McDowell. Enjoy this weather on one of their 3 spacious patios. One is smoke-free. Duke's, right on the Greenbelt at Miller and McDowell, has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends at Duke's for spring training.
Where? Duke's, Miller and McDowell, Scottsdale!
Now open in Rocky Point.
This week at Macy's, take an extra 15% off with your coupon or Macy's card. That's on top of already great deals like 50 to 60% off coats you'll love and dazzling gemstone jewelry 30% off. Or take an extra 10% off small appliances from Crux, Black & Decker, and more. Plus, Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees at Macy's. More at Macy's.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
A social distancing tip.
Putting distance between yourself and others is critical to slowing the spread of coronavirus. So here are ways to stay in contact without the physical contact part. Call, send a text, set up a video conference, post on social media, dedicate a song on the radio. If you have symptoms of fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Partner with Junior Achievement, the leader in financial education for youth, to save our children from a lifetime of insufficient funds. Volunteer to teach responsible money management skills.
Junior Achievement of Arizona, JAAZ.org.
You guys, this is my day.
National Tortilla Chip Day today.
You guys are hot.
Salty and delicious tortilla chip.
Tortilla chips, I really like tortilla chips. I really like tortilla chips.
I just keep eating and I don't eat my food. I don't know if you have the same problem.
Yep, National Tortilla Chip Day. How about that? Be careful. You don't eat too many before your entree.
I do that all the time.
I don't know. I mean,
queso, salsa. Make a meal out of just the tortilla chip.
It's so hard to just have one. I mean, it's not a Lay's potato chip, but they're sitting there.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Like whoever decided, hey, at all Mexican restaurants, and am I allowed to say that?
Sure, it's a Mexican restaurant.
Okay, well, I'm just
why isn't it like an Italian restaurant? Restaurant?
You never know.
No, you're fine. You're good.
When you sit down, you get free chips.
I love it.
Like, whose idea was that?
I don't know. Maybe instead of
I know there's some people there's a couple places in Scottsdale that they give you the first one. Then if you have another one, they charge.
They do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're kidding
I'm not
me.
going to say the place because I know the owner quite well. But I dude, come on. I just bought a $10 margarita. You can afford, 50-cent, deal of
chips,
even though you want to charge me $5 for those.
I'm hungry. A margarita with salt on the rocks with some chips and salsa.
Also on this day in 85, Jim Kelly of the Houston Gamblers passes for a USFL record 574 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a comeback win over the LA Express. He was 35 of 54, including 3 for touchdowns in the final 10 minutes.
That was the good old run and shoot offense that they were running. A lot of people tried to emulate that they had. They're phenomenal to watch those guys. They had all kinds of receivers that were fast, short, and he used to take that team up and down the field. And I think he brought a lot of that to the Bills, went with the Buffalo Bills, and Ted Marshall-Broda, who's offensive coordinator, that was, I think, kind of a precursor to the K-gun that they had. So he brought a lot of those ideas from Houston to Buffalo.
In 1980, U.S. ice hockey team clinches the gold. 4-2 win over Finland at Lake Placid, Winter Olympics. Comes right after that 4-3 Miracle on Ice victory against that hot Soviet Union team. Has, I think we all agree, most of us anyway, depending on how old you are, when you look at the greatest sports moment in history, there's nothing better than that.
Could you remember where you were when that Al Michaels counted that down?
I don't.
You remember exactly
Matt
where you were?
What is that? Oh, Matt Nagy is the new offensive coordinator
for the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Okay.
Saw that coming.
But I mean, think about that. That was it. Put Al Michaels on the map. It put our youth hockey to a new
I don't know
level.
if it put Al Michaels on it. They just had a great call.
Well, I mean, but he was just starting off in those days, Rock. I mean, he was doing a little bit of Major League Baseball, basketball. But I mean, you went, God, that when you hear that sound, that
it could have been.
Do you believe in miracles?
Could have been Mel Unser. Could have been anybody. Yeah.
Many years, Canadian Indians.
Where's Jimmy B? That's when
Jimmy.
When I'm not here, you guys can reminisce and have your old, 1940, 50 sports talk because I can't keep up with you guys. Nobody cares.
Well, I know. Just there's those memorable moments you remember. Maybe it's that first date you ever had, rocking your Gremlin or whatever the hell that thing was that you had souped up.
Ford Duster.
Ford Duster.
I think it was a Duster. No,
Yeah.
Plymouth Duster.
Yeah, I think there was Plymouth. Yeah, it might have been. Or see, there's significant songs or events that you remember exactly where you were when that happened. And when that one there, beating the Soviets, February 22nd, 1980. I remember exactly where I was watching that. And at that time, we didn't realize it was tape delayed. We find out sooner that those games were played earlier in the day.
All right, here's some complete useless knowledge. And I'm not just telling you this to share it as an anecdote at any given time over the weekend, or like you're meeting your new girlfriend's parents or for the first time, or you're meeting your CEO of your company, whatever it is. It can actually help you be healthier, because this is a fact that came out that you should pee. And I think guys, when a guy goes, hey, at the bar, they're like, hey, I'm gonna go pee. I'm like, dude, really? You're gonna go sit down? you piss. Guys,
you stand
piss,
up,
girls pee.
Yeah, the
right?
urinal.
It's just the way it is,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
And if you've seen our ads, we're in like 100 urinals throughout the valley. So
Yes, we are.
We
folks.
shoot it straight.
Yes, we do.
Which is a caricature of us three, so I still get that. I guess it's a weird fact. You never wanted to know, but every animal that weighs more than 6.6 pounds empties their bladder in 21 seconds. Now, animals with bigger bladders have stronger streams. So smaller bladders have weaker streams. So if it takes you less time than that when you went to the bathroom, they want, what this survey is saying, you have to at least be there for 21 seconds.
At least 21 seconds.
Or you're giving yourself a disservice to your
Really?
bladder. And you're training it wrong.
So you're training.
Your 60s, it's a big deal, and it's worth talking to a doctor on that. So, for whatever it's worth, this guy's definitely out of a job. Someone posted online a hotel valet crash, and when Jax isn't with us and doing all his social media stuff, he does valet at one of the local hotels,
And damn good at it, too.
and
At least he tells us that.
Yeah.
this happened in Australia, where a $500,000 Lamborghini got hit and crashed into another $500,000 Lamborghini.
Oh, Wow.
And I guess the guy who posted the video said they were both rentals. Okay.
That's an expensive day.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So the valet was in
the video. If you see the video, it doesn't seem like the guy who took the video thought it was a big deal because he's laughing the whole time. And I don't think that was the case. But it sounds like, the guy didn't. He hit the gas instead of the brakes.
Right.
And now, it stems off of what we talked about earlier when the show started. The Tesla that crashed into Kierland today and it caught on fire twice. Caught on fire when it hit the building. And then when they tried to tow it, got fired.
So well, if you're the valet and you wreck the car.
It's the valet.
You got your insurance? Your insurance paid up?
Yeah, that's a lot, though. I don't know how much insurance can cover 2 Lamborghinis from a rental. What's
the most expensive car you valet?
I would say a Lamborghini.
Yeah?
Yeah, Lamborghini, McLaren, Rolls Royce. Yeah, all those cars.
How nervous were you?
Rock's Tesla.
Not too bad. It's not far of a drive.
15?
A new chapter in the Fiesta Bowl. Eric Moses. He's their new sports executive leader and executive director and chief executive officer. He is going to join us next for Black History Month.
Are you living paycheck to paycheck only to find yourself going backwards financially each month? Nobody wants to file bankruptcy, but at many times, it's the best choice. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and that it will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. In most cases, filing bankruptcy can improve your credit. At Lerner Rowe Law Group, our bankruptcy lawyers only work on bankruptcy cases, and we can file your bankruptcy with $0 down.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frankwood Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
For quality referrals, your guy or my guy?
My guy.
Spend hours searching online or visit myguy.com.
My guy.
Risk making a bad choice or use My Guy with only 5-star companies.
My guy.
Expensive national brands or local family-run ones at My Guy.
My guy.
The choice is clear. My Guy referrals for home repairs to remodeling to hundreds of other services. Visit myguy.com for all of life's needs. Make
My Guy
your guy.
This February, Xfinity Flex is unlocking premium entertainment for you to try every single week, no strings attached. Celebrate during Black History Month with shows like Unsung the Decades. Snuggle up during Valentine's Day with a Lifetime Movie Club pick like Harry and Meghan, A Royal Romance. Or crank up the action with Godfather of Harlem from MGM+. Get down and funky with the Classic Soul playlist from iHeartRadio. Easily discover new free content each week across the best streaming app. Say free this week into your Xfinity voice remote.
Did you know that PlumSmart Plumbing, Heating, and Air has been serving the Valley for over 3 decades? Or that they've got over 1,500 5-star Google reviews? Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm proud to partner with PlumSmart. They're local, do outstanding work, and won't cost an arm and a leg. Right now, if you mention my name, you can even get $500 off whole home repiping and slab leak. All you have to do, go to itsjustplumsmart.com because plumbers charge too much.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
For the first time since her release from wrongful detainment in Russia, Brittany Griner was seen by reporters and others working out at the practice facility yesterday. The Mercury share with the Suns. The Mercury season starts on the road in L.A. on May 19th. The Suns back from the NBA All-Star break tonight with a home game against Oklahoma City. 22 games left in the regular season. They sit 5th in the West at 32-28, a half game behind the Clippers and a half game ahead of Dallas. A report out of Houston says the Cardinals will hire Dolphins assistant defensive line coach Derek LeBlanc as their new defensive line coach. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the
Doing great.
Suns Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
A nice day on tap as we end the work week here. Temperatures getting up to about 67 degrees, mostly sunny skies out there. And then for tonight, those temperatures dipping down into those upper 40s with increasing clouds. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by University of Arizona Eller College of Management. The University of Arizona's Eller College of Management offers top-ranked graduate degrees in marketing, finance, business analytics, and MBA. Elevate your career online or on campus. More at ellercollege.com.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with
Guys are hot.
Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
Hour number 2. Hope you're having a great Friday afternoon. We are out here at Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota. Roc and Manuch with you today. No Jimmy B. He is off on assignment. Whatever that may be.
I think that assignment's probably the number 6 hole about right now.
Yeah, I would think so. I think a lot of people would like to be
checking the
right
greens out, if you will.
Well, there's a new chapter in the Fiesta Bowl organization. I've been very fortunate to be a volunteer back in the early 90s and turned into a Yellow Jacket, still an active Yellow Jacket for over 25 years now. Something as if you listen to the show for the last 18 years, you know it's a big deal. I bleed yellow, in the sense because I love the organization. And we were really excited last fourth quarter of last year that there is a new addition to the Fiesta Bowl, and a guy that comes to Arizona with a huge background, over 2 decades of different types of sports ventures and sports entertainment, successful ones that is. Most recently over in Nashville Super Speedway, as he served as the president and general manager. But now he is the Fiesta Bowl executive director and chief executive officer for Verbo Fiesta Bowl and the Guarantee Rate Bowl. And that's Eric Moses, who joins us once again here on Fox Sports 910. Eric, Roc, along with Manuch, as always, thanks for making some time. How's your Friday going today? You're not on the golf course?
I am not. I am in windy, cold, and rainy Southern California, but I'm happy to be with you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Good. Can you keep the weather there?
Yes,
okay,
please.
The weather's not been good here this year. So Eric, I had a brief minute to say hello to you during the game and the pregame, and I want to just get your. This is a loaded question, but to be in your role and get to kind of basically just witness what went on. What was your biggest takeaway for your first, let's just say your first Fiesta Bowl?
Well, I think the thing that I was most struck by is how fortunate we are to have people like yourself, Roc, who have dedicated so much of their time, their energy, their efforts, their networks to supporting what the Fiesta Bowl does as an organization. To have over 2,000 volunteers who help us to bring those games to light and to provide the world-class hospitality that we provide to the teams, their fans, alumni, and staff really is a blessing. And so I was taken by that, and thank you and the rest of the YJs and others who come together to help us do what we do. Couldn't make a better game, right? I thought about calling you guys the day after and saying I was going to do a press conference and announce I was leaving because I don't know how it's going to get you better than what we saw last year. The bar set pretty high.
Yeah, that game was amazing.
Amazing
and
game.
And it's interesting, over the years, I mean, I can't recall even the Guarantee Rate Bowl, when it was the Inside Bowl and the whatever. It's been so many different names, but it's always been either a high-scoring game, a fun game. But the Fiesta Bowl, same thing. And for that one, wow, it's like, how do you beat it? How do you beat it this year? It's going to be tough.
Pressure's on, Eric.
Yeah.
Pressure's on, man.
Yeah, no, we're used to pressure. I think that, we have the good fortune of even in an off year where we are a host game. And so we will have two of the top 12 teams in college football this coming year in our game. It won't be a playoff game necessarily. And then the following year, we will be a quarterfinal and then a semifinal in the final year of this cycle. I'm excited, man. And what it requires us to do is really to be on our toes about the creativity and innovation that we bring to the game and to the fan experience in particular, because we're battling against your 85-inch television and your own cold beer and your own bathroom with no line. And, the first order of business is giving them a reason to get off their couch and to come out, and be there in person. And we want to present an experience in person that you can't have at home.
So, Eric, here you are. You put your seatbelt on, hands at 10-2. You survived the very first one. What were some of the things that you had to get up to speed, and some of the things you pretty much settled into as you kind of got the lay of the land for the Fiesta Bowl?
Well, really just getting a better understanding of all the stakeholders that we have, both locally as well as nationally, and how the sausage is getting made, and how we go about promoting that, how we go about reaching out and making certain, frankly, that people in the Valley understand how important both of those games and what are to helping us to achieve the philanthropic goals that we have to help thousands of young people across the Valley. Our Wishes for Teachers program that gives $1 million a year to teachers to help them to expand the classroom experience so they don't have to reach in their own pocket to buy supplies and things that are going to help those students learn. I mean, how often do you get to see the good work of your efforts so directly as we get to see in the work that we do out here in the Valley with all of these nonprofits? So I think making certain that connection is known and that people in the Valley understand by supporting us, by going to these games, whether you're a football fan or not, whether you like the two teams that are playing or not, that money that you spend in those games is going back into the place that you live and love.
Eric, I think what gets not mentioned enough is the events that go on during the course of the season, or I should say the whole year, not just the two games and the parade. It's the youth football clinics and the playground builds and things like that. I mean, I think that is an area that myself I need to do a better job of getting the word out, because those are very meaningful, and that's where you're really touching those people directly in the community.
Yeah, we have events going on probably 8 or 9 months out of the year, and you're exactly right. I mean, those kinds of events are ways that we continue to give back to the community outside of football season, whether it's the Par 3 Challenge, whether it's our kickoff luncheon, when we're remaking teacher lounges and things of that nature. Just an opportunity for us to continue to benefit Arizona in ways that I think are useful.
Yeah, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Black History Month going on all through February, and for you to look at all the milestones or benchmarks, if you will, with first Black coaches, and go way back to the first Black president and organization of the board, that being Dr. Morrison Warren, and head coaches and players, all the above, and to take pride and take that mental mantle and move it forward. Does it put any more pressure for a minority CEO and executive director to carry that mantle and try to, I wouldn't say overdo it, take it even more to another step, or we just celebrate with all the progress we've made in diversity over the years?
No, it doesn't put the additional pressure on me from my standpoint. I mean, I put pressure on myself to be successful in everything that I do. I will say that representation matters. And, if young people from any kind of underrepresented group can look at someone like myself and see me doing this in an area where there aren't a lot of folks who look like me or look like them or come from where they come from, being successful in those roles, then I think that gives some inspiration to them. And I saw that definitely in my previous role at Nashville as the first, African-American track president in that sports history. And I think it matters here. So, we've got to, all of us that need to be out here creating a great example for the people to follow us. And those folks don't always have to look like us.
And Eric, I can almost hear in your voice as far as mentoring or taking that message to the inner city youth, or the inner city, whether it be Black, Hispanic, whatever minority that is, and filling them up with confidence or pride that they too can get to the kind of mantle that you're currently at.
Yeah, and frankly, yeah, it's easy for young kids who I think who look like me to view me as somebody who might be an inspiration to them. But all of us at some point or another in our lives have felt like outsiders, right? Whether it's because you didn't go to the right schools or you didn't come from the right neighborhood or you didn't know the right people or whatever it is. And as an outsider in many of the sports and the roles that I've been in, I didn't come from college football. I helped to start a bowl game in DC, but I didn't come from college football. I didn't come from NASCAR, but I was able to do that. I think others have been able to draw inspiration from that too, just as an outsider, regardless of race, gender, background, or what have you. And so to the extent that I'm able to do that, then I embrace that role and I embrace that opportunity.
He's Eric Mose, the CEO and executive director of the Fiesta Bowl. Eric, you think we're going to get to a point where it doesn't become the narrative on the color, like the Super Bowl? That was a big narrative, both quarterbacks being black. Are we getting closer to the point where it doesn't need to be the topic, or is it something that you think is going to continue?
I hope we are. I hope that some of these things are going to be more commonplace so that they're not as noteworthy anymore. Yeah. Certainly as it relates to black quarterbacks in the NFL and certainly in college, we're seeing more and more of that. And we're seeing the success. And so I think, look, we have a perfect example in our backyard here with Kyler Murray. Mm-hmm. Kyler is a non-traditional quarterback in more ways than just his race, right? And so the fact that those guys and people like him are getting opportunities or seeing some success, et cetera, I think hopefully means that we're getting closer to a time where we can just talk about the characteristics and the attributes of the individual.
So, Eric, so this is behind you. You're looking to improve on the next year. What would you be doing here toward the end of February day in a blizzard in Los Angeles instead of California?
He's not going to say. I know where he is if you watch social media.
Oh, okay.
And I applaud the Disney Institute. Eric is one of the best, and I applaud your leadership. If that is your idea or someone else's at the bowl, I am such a fan of that institute, and I know when ASU tried it many years ago. You knew the difference when you walked into Sun Devil Stadium. You really did.
Yeah, we're always looking for opportunities to pour into our team and our staff and help them individually and collectively to get better, to be better, to learn more, not only for what that can do for us as an organization and them as members of our organization, but for their careers. And so this is another way that we give back to our employees, that we help to build team and build camaraderie within our team. And it was a great day and a half for us to spend together out here learning about hospitality, customer service, dealing with volunteers and the like. And so we'll keep doing things to help us get better, because as we're better, we're going to be better for our stakeholders, our fans, our team, and other stakeholders in executing against everything that we have to do.
Eric, keep that weather over there, okay, buddy? We need. Yes. We have 65 today and sunny. As you know, the weather has not been like it should. Well, maybe you don't know because you haven't been here long enough, but this is probably the coldest January, February we've had at least the 30 years I've been living here. Manuch, you born here, or not born here, but raised here. But geez, it's crazy. So keep it there.
Well, I've been complaining to the folks at the bowl about this great weather that I was promised when I was being hired. So
it was in your contract, right? It was in your contract. Yes.
It was definitely in there. And Manuch, kudos to you. I see one of your pupils is representing well for the Valley in the NFL there.
Yep. Brock Purdy's done a heck of a job. He's postponed surgery for maybe a couple weeks. Got to let that inflammation go down a little bit. But, hey, Eric, I just try not to screw the guys up. I just want to make sure that they're matriculating that ball down the field. But, yeah, we're very, very proud as the Gilbert Perry High School folks are proud. But thank you for mentioning it. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Eric, have a great weekend. Thanks for the time today.
Thank you, guys. Look forward to being with you again.
You got it. Eric Moses joining us. You can follow him on Twitter at Eric Moses, CEO and Executive Director of the Fiesta Bowl, as well as the Parade and the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. And I guess it's Verbo, not VRBO. It's Verbo. I got a little trouble for that.
You did?
Yeah. I mean, not trouble, but I got a little slap on me. Like, hey, Rock, when you're on the air, it's not VRBO. I'm like, yeah, it is. No, it's Verbo.
Did you get corrected, Rock?
I got corrected. That's all right. Hey, they're doing their job, and, so I get it. It's cool.
It's interesting that the Disney Institute, them being there, that if there's the term hospitality in the dictionary, I think you put the Disney Institute next to it, from what I've heard. And then Steve Patterson, before he came over here to ASU, he came from there.
To this day,
it was
when Steve Patterson, implemented the Disney Institute, which costs a lot of money. It's an unbelievable program, and it, like he said, it's about hospitality and running
customer service.
Like I wish I could implement that at, my other role, because it is a game changer. I'll never forget to this day. First game, Arizona State, NAU, Sun Devil Stadium. From the time I got out of my car and walked into the stadium, I felt like I was in Disneyland. Hey, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sun Devil Stadium. Have a good night. Have a fun time. Do you know where you're sitting? Can I walk you to your, this is the person at the gate. It's just the little stuff that really makes it different these days. And to his point, it's difficult to get people to go to games when you have that 75, that 85-inch TV, at home where it's easy. The bathroom's there. It's a lot easier. So anyway, we'll continue on right here, right Toyota. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 9.
With just 4 home games remaining in Sun Devil Hockey's inaugural year at Mullet Arena, grab your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com or join us at 6:30 Friday and 4:30 Saturday for Arizona State and Alaska Fairbanks here on Fox Sports 910, the home of Sun Devil Hockey.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox.
Hey kids, let's go.
Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead, wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including
sending it right now.
Program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Golfers, tee it up at Van's Golf Shops for the hottest new arrivals from Callaway, featuring the Paradigm Woods and Irons. The Paradigm Woods are engineered with forged carbon to have unparalleled distance and forgiveness. The irons feature a high
is Roc right there?
Base for
Hey, is Roc right there? Roc, will you just tease the one call real quick?
And Lifeline government assistance programs. Please visit myfamilymobile.com/ACP for more information.
Better sleep can change your life. That's because sleep is a core pillar of health, just like nutrition and exercise. So if you're not getting enough of it, ZQL invites you to take our Better Sleep to Better Health Challenge. Get weekly sleep tips and explore how ZQL, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, can help you. ZQL's Better Sleep to Better Health Challenge. Visit ZQL.com.
Find ZQL at Walmart or Walmart.com and start your journey to better sleep today.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody. Now in morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Appreciate Eric Moses for joining us from the Fiesta Bowl. We can always talk football. Doesn't matter what time it is.
Absolutely.
Right? That's always good. Let's get to our State 48 roofing It's Your Call question today. It has to do with the Phoenix Suns as Oklahoma City's in town. Should the Suns head coach Monty Williams have a set starting lineup or let the matchups dictate their start or who starts? 1, set lineup. 2, matchups dictate starters.
Kelly Rockets 50-50.
Okay. Yeah.
Okogie.
I wish there was another.
I think Okogie is the other guy. Well, it's either matchup dictate stars, which he's been doing.
Yeah.
And then the set lineup. I think I would think that with about 2 weeks to go, maybe in a week into it, maybe 4 or 5 games, he goes to a set lineup. At that point, he designates his bench, 6th, 7th, 8th man. But heck, with Kevin Durant in there and everybody get on the same page, I would hope. I think Okogie, with his energy and what we've seen from him, would be that guy unless they feel that he's not capable. But I'd go set lineup, man. Have your normal 5 guys know each other the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, and when it's crunch time, that you're confident with that group of 5 guys, unless you got to make some adjustments on the run.
Interesting story today. The NCAA issued their first NIL ruling, and it had to do with is it Cavender? Cavender? Is that how you say it, Jax? Cavender?
Correct.
Cavender twins that are out of Gilbert here in Arizona, which were the center of it. And they set a ruling which until now it's been uncharted waters, right? In terms of enforcement, right? So
well, they've had none.
this is while a head coach was suspended and other institutional penalties were assessed, and it involved a booster who escaped all sanctions.
Right.
And the outcome left the committee of infractions, I guess they're saying they were conflicted. They didn't know what to do. They were conflicted. So basically what happened is these 2 twins from Gilbert, they, I guess, reached a deal where they got a 3-game suspension and then I guess the coach did 2 is what I'm reading here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I guess these kids are like social media sensations, 3 million or whatever followers. But this booster, I guess, violated some rules because of a dinner.
Over a dinner.
And the dinner was not associated with the program. It should have been associated with the program. But it wasn't.
Right.
And I don't know, the more that I just kind of read some of this, it gets to the point where I'm like, WTF, this NCAA enforcement is a joke. I mean, because there's new rules that went into effect January, and this happened last
July.
And this would not have been a deal at all.
Yeah,
it would have been effective at all.
It supersedes the current scenario that they have. So I don't know how they can, how there's any meat into they can enforce this.
Well, they're even saying, so the committee infractions chief hearing officer, his name's Gary Miller. He told Sports Illustrated that this ruling with the Miami program, this is women's basketball, by the way, shouldn't be viewed as a precedent going forward. Then why even go down that road then?
It shouldn't. Don't you have benchmarks as to now if the same exact thing happens, you've got something to refer back to? So that precedent's not set, so you don't want this to be precedent? So why are you doing this? I mean, if it's not going to set precedent, then why are you even bringing this up? Why is there suspensions for 3 games plus the coach? Why even go down that road? So there's no teeth into this? I mean, I don't understand. This is, for me, Rock, this is the NCAA doing something to show that, well, we can
that they're relevant.
That they're relevant. I mean, there's no rules. There's no rhyme or reason. I think the only thing that is based, for dinner. I mean, come on. I mean,
how can the NCAA membership, the athletic departments, the boosters, whomever, the players can't get in a room
and work it out
and work this out and come up with some type of system, some kind of protocols that everyone needs to follow, because it is Wild Wild West right now.
I don't think they want to, Rocky. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think they want to put regulations on it. I think they want to slap hands once in a while, but I don't think they want to get in the way of these teams, because you know that these presidents of these universities and chancellors are dialed in with this to go get the best of the best. And if you got a booster, or you got a alumni or whomever, or you got sponsors that want to pay money to get that kid to your school, they're not going to enforce it.
Okay, but when does it get to the point where we all know Arizona State's not that strong in that area?
Their collective is only like $1 million.
And there aren't those boosters that are in Oklahoma or Texas or Alabama.
No.
When does it get to the point where, there's some type of governing body that can basically control this? So there is some parameters on how far this can go.
The rich get richer and the poor get poorer, Rock. I feel that won't happen for a while.
They need a roadmap back.
Until the NCAA has the guts and cojones to step up and go, here's the deal. From now on, they have to lay out a program. And then they
right?
Yeah. So unless you have a roadmap,
like this guy named Ruiz, who
you can't stop
him.
He's
paid millions of dollars in NIL-related cash to more than 100 athletes, and most of them are from Miami. No one in Arizona State that can compete with that.
And that's why he snagged two of these young ladies from Gilbert who are at school, who now are at Miami. And you don't even have to have the coach involved. The coach can have a straw man and say, look, there's a player or players that are here and here. Could you give Mr. Ruiz a heads up that we would really like to consider them to be part of our football, baseball, basketball program? You can contact them directly. There's no rules and regulations from that whatsoever.
I think it's a joke when you hear someone say boosters can't help recruit. That's the whole point of NIL. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, when I got to K-State, there was boosters that helped me as far as showing me around here and there, and huge ticket holders and this. They want to make sure they get the best of the best, and they got to pay them a handsome amount of money. They're going to do it.
And let me ask you,
the tail's wagging the dog.
I love to know how many coaches are getting paid on the side. Hey, I want you to go after this kid. May not be somebody you want on your team, but you have a booster saying, "Hey, my third cousin, is in Texas, and I want him to come to Miami."
Well, I think
you're going to pay the head coach, right?
Well, I think the way the alumni,
because the kid wouldn't be able to get in on his own. Maybe the kid's not even getting recruited.
Yeah, but I think at that point, something like that can be pretty well regulated.
How?
Unless they cut him a check on the side.
Say if you're a coach at ASU right now, and I come to you and I say, "Hey, dude, my third cousin is playing in Jersey right now.
Sure,
it's not getting any looks.
I get that.
Can you get him at ASU? Just get him in. I know you got a scholarship hanging out. Let's
that could be.
And I'll pay you $100,000 to do it.
I'll be encouraged. Now, if that coach accepted the check personally, then you're on show cause situation for that. Now you're looking about a coach getting fired. How about you contribute to the program, which will indirectly come back to me because I'm going to get
that doesn't work. Oh, contribute to the program. What? Oh, I need some new baskets. I need some better locker room.
It better be something that can't be traced, Rock.
These days, it's all about show me the money, right?
Well,
it's
sure.
Just show me the cash. But if you're a 16, 17-year-old and they're seeing this big money, and you hand them $100,000, $200,000, $300,000,
well,
take care of mom.
That paper trail, you don't want it coming back to you. If it's something that's objective, then maybe.
Coming up, Scott Spreitzer of DocSports.com. He'll break down some of the NBA games, some college hoops handicap as we get into this weekend. That's next as we continue from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price, Wright Toyota.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
They've won 3 of their last 4 to get to 19-9 overall and 10-7 in the conference. 3 games left in the regular season for Arizona State starting tomorrow when Bobby Hurley leads his team at Tucson to beat Arizona.
Overall, I think we know that we have to play more efficiently on offense, especially on the road. Against a team that can score, has a lot of firepower, could really score around the basket.
The Wildcats won the first meeting by 9 this season. Campaign upgraded to questionable for tonight's Suns game against the Thunder. Kevin Durant, while out for tonight, is now being elevated to day-to-day for making his debut with the team. I'm Frank Arity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 120,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. And during that time, we've donated millions of dollars to Arizona charities. Our goal is not only to make a positive impact on our clients' lives, but also the lives of many Arizona residents that rely on nonprofits to get through their tough times. Lerner Rowe is more than just a law firm. We're a community partner dedicated to make Arizona a better place for everyone.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox.
Hey kids, let's go.
Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead. Wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call, no BS.
This February, Xfinity Flex is unlocking premium entertainment for you to try every single week, no strings attached. Celebrate during Black History Month with shows like Unsung the Decades. Snuggle up during Valentine's Day with a Lifetime Movie Club pick like Harry and Meghan, A Royal Romance. Or crank up the action with Godfather of Harlem from MGM Plus. Get down and funky with the Classic Soul playlist from iHeartRadio. Easily discover new free content each week across the best streaming app. Say free this week into your Xfinity voice remote.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a special offer when you sign up. That's code
All right, guys, here we go. Scott's
only
ready.
at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Time to break down this weekend's biggest games with one of the nation's premier handicappers. From DocSports.com and seen every week on ESPN Sunday Countdown, he's Scott Spreitzer.
You guys are hot.
And he's here to help make sure your picks pay out with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Last night, Scott Spreitzer swept a 5-unit winner. He had a 5-unit knockout on, which is about to hit for tonight, as he's just destroying it in the NBA. I mean, 53 and 25, 68% run. He's on a 71% winning NBA run overall, picking up 25.2 units, and he's on a long-term run of 159 and 120. Up over 12 grand from last season. And it's only February.
I guess he is pretty damn decent, huh?
Well, what's been going on, man? What's going on?
You okay? Are you all right at home?
You working a little, put in some hours?
I'm telling you, that's all I do. I have no life. But, last year was my best year ever in the NBA by far. I mean, it was just one of those years where you got every fortunate break. Right at the end of the game, if you needed a 50-50 type of game and you needed that win, you got the breaks. And this year, I got to tell you guys, November and December was not good for me in the NBA. I was down in the NBA, and all of a sudden we started kicking it into gear in January. And some of those 50-50 games, I'll give you a real quick note on that game last night, that 5-star play. I had Philadelphia. They're down by 20 in the second half. They're laying 4. They won by 5. So it's good to have some – breaks going your way down the stretch, but that top plays run of 53 and 25 is one of the best top plays runs I've had in my 25 to 30 years of doing this. So knock on wood, we're going to hope it continues.
Scott, I'm just curious, when do you pay attention to load management in the NBA, whether to play that game or not, or does it still, you can still factor and actually play when you've got the star sitting?
Yeah, you have to pay attention to it quite a bit. I mean, there's certain teams that for a fact if they're playing back-to-back nights that one of the two games they're going to have a couple of stars sitting out of the game. And so you do have to factor that into the equation. And, what I try to do a lot is look for home underdogs in the NBA getting more than 4 points. Doesn't mean I play every time, but those are the first things I look for each and every night. So I just, told folks one of the things that I do right out of the blocks. And one of the reasons for that is load management. Even if you're a 7.8 point road favorite, you're a good basketball team with a couple of stars on your team. And what happens a lot is even if those star players start those games and play, a lot of times, in the fourth quarter, you're not seeing much of those guys if they're up by 10, 12 points. And so all of a sudden that that home dog getting, 4.5 or more is able to cut into those leads. So for people that are listening, I'd say, one of the first moves to do or to look at, if you got a 40-hour per week job and you don't have a lot of time on this, start handicapping home dogs first and foremost that are getting more than 4 points. And that's a good place to start. Again, you don't play them all. It's not an automatic play,
Sure.
but you find a lot of plays throughout the course of the season.
All right, Scott, so staying on the NBA, I know we got a college we're going to get into, but with the Suns playing Oklahoma City had a tough one last night. They fell in overtime to Utah. Suns, I believe, are a 7-point favorite right now against the Thunder. Does it play into the fact that, OKC played the night before?
Yeah, it does. You would think that maybe, you got a couple of players who may not play tonight for Oklahoma City, including Shai, 31 points per game. He's listed as questionable. So he's probably not going to play. We know KD's not ready to play yet for Phoenix. And because of a couple of players who are out for OKC, including their leading scorer, you've got a situation, again, he's not out. He's listed as questionable. He may not play. But that line's gone from 7 to 8.5. So for me, it was a little too tall. I decided to pass that game. I just thought it was just a little bit too high this morning as I started seeing that line increase and go up from 7 all the way to as high as 8.5.
And speaking of Kevin Durant, he's supposed to maybe come back next Wednesday against Charlotte. If not, the following week, I believe it's OKC or Sacramento, one of the two. How much will that change your perspective with the Suns, having him in the lineup, day in and day out, or them monitoring his minutes? How are you gonna gauge? How are you gonna handicap once KD's in the Suns lineup?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? KD finally gets a true point guard to play with, and he's never seen that before, basically. And so he's going to have a true point guard. To me, guys, LeBron and all his greatness, and we know he could be the best player that we've ever seen in the NBA and might have been the best tight end we ever saw in football if he chose that route. But the bottom line is that, to me, I think the toughest person to defend is Kevin Durant when he's healthy. Not only that, but you know what? You never see this guy whine and moan if he doesn't get a touch every time down the floor. He knows he's going to get his 25. It's just that, he's just that good. So when he comes down the floor and you see a couple of other guys for the Suns, a couple of the stars taking shots and KD doesn't touch the ball a couple of the times in a row down court, he's not the kind of player that's going to start nagging and whining. That's the best thing about KD. He's so tough to defend, and he is a team player. I know he's taking a lot of rips all over the place for going to a team that if he gets there, they can win a championship, and he's chasing championships and all that. I put all that out of my head, and I just handicap what is on the floor. And KD, to me, is the toughest guy to defend when he's healthy.
He's Scott Spreitzer. You can follow him on Twitter at ScottWins, part of DocSports.com. All right, let's get into some college basketball as two teams that remain in the mix for the Big 12 regular season title, and that is Texas and Baylor, a Big 12 conference matchup. Both these teams are in the top 10 with Texas being 8, Baylor being 9. It's at Baylor. How you handicapping this one?
And how about that Big 12, Scotty, huh?
Oh, my gosh. The Big 12's a blast. And, don't do what I did the other day and lay points on the road in the Big 12 as I did with Baylor. You will get beat most times. But it's a nice spot for Baylor coming off back-to-back road losses, guys. I mean, they went up against the two Kansas schools, both on the road, so nothing to be ashamed of there. My one concern with Baylor is that they were looking good at the half in both of those games, and then their backcourt looked worn down over the final 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of the second half against the Jayhawks. But that's 3 games in a row now. Even in their win over West Virginia before that recent road trip, they looked a little worn down over the final several minutes of the game, but were well ahead against West Virginia, so it didn't hurt in that particular game. The loss to Texas in the first meeting, combination of bad Baylor shooting and excellent shooting by Texas, yet the Bears only lost by 5 in Austin. They're second in the nation in offensive adjusted efficiency. They're strong on the offensive glass. You got Texas, who's lost 4 of 6 road games, 3-9 against the spread in the last 12 on the road. I'm gonna give Baylor a shot here to play a full 40, and I like him laying the 2.5.
Let's go over to the Big 10. Number 17, Indiana, at number 5, Purdue. That's tomorrow night as well too. Has Purdue kind of settled down after a couple of back-to-back losses and gotten back to where they were earlier in the year?
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine in this game. They're laying a lot of points, about 7.5. They jumped out, the Hoosiers did, to that 50-35 halftime lead in that first meeting, and then they had to hang on for dear life. And I was watching that game. I wasn't involved, but I knew a bunch of guys in my circle who were on Indiana in that game, and I was watching it closely. But Purdue crushed Indiana on the glass. They committed to a bunch of turnovers, and the 5-point eventual difference came at the free throw line with Purdue making 5 less free throws. They're still great on the glass, one of the best rebounding teams in college baskets. They normally don't commit the kind of turnovers that they were committed in the first matchup, and especially don't commit those turnovers when they're in West Lafayette. And this team is number 1 in the nation in sending opponents to the free throw line. And by that, I mean they don't commit a lot of fouls. They send opponents to the free throw line the fewest amount of times per field goal. If you look at the ratio, free throws to field goal ratio, they send opponents to the free throw line less than anybody else in the country. And those were some of the reasons they lost at Indiana. They sent them to the free throw line too much. They committed too many turnovers. I think Purdue bounces back. It's a 7.5-point spread, but I still think they win this game probably by 10 or 12 points.
All right, another night game on ESPN. This is the 8 o'clock game here locally. Gonzaga, they got a 5-game winning streak, home against St. Mary's, who have won 4 straight. Great matchup on paper right now. Where's the spread at this point, and how do you handicap this one?
Gonzaga's laying 3 right now as we speak.
3 minutes.
You know, it's funny because, and by the way, these lines, they're at books that have low limits. These lines are going to change maybe by as much as 1.5 points by 7, 8 o'clock tonight. But
Okay.
Gonzaga's in the top 3 normally this time of year in the nation, in the polls, a lot of times number 1, usually with a loss or 2 at this time of year. This season, a lot of folks are saying they're not as good as past years. They've got 5 losses. So, guys, I went all the way back to the 2002 season this morning, 21 years. And
Wow.
this year's schedule is by far the toughest they've played in 21 years. They're playing a top 50 strength of schedule, which is easily the hardest slate they've played. They're usually around 85th, 90th, 110th as far as their strength of schedule. So they've lost to Texas, Purdue, Baylor, St. Mary's. St. Mary's is top 10 in a lot of power ratings right now. Of course, the loss to LMU isn't good, but Cam Shelton for the Loyola Marymount Lions can really take a team under his wing and get things done, and that's what he did against the Zags. But listen, I had St. Mary's in the first meeting. I was doing a show on a Saturday night at a sports book. They're up 8 at the half. They're up 8 to 10 points with 7 minutes to go.
2 minutes.
Talking about Gonzaga. And they either led or were tied with St. Mary's over the final 37 minutes of regulation, but it gets forced into overtime as they collapsed a bit, and they went the first 4 minutes without a field goal of that overtime period. So I think it's bounce back here. I'm not going to be shocked if St. Mary's pulls off the miracle sweep over Gonzaga. The one thing Gonzaga has to do, they got St. Mary's has a guy by the name of Aiden Mahaney. He's one heck of a freshman guard. I think Gonzaga will focus on slowing him down this time because he did pretty well in that first game against Gonzaga to get 18 points. Here's the bottom line. Gonzaga, number 1 team in the nation in offensive adjusted efficiency. St. Mary's, number 6 team in defensive adjusted efficiency. So it's offense against defense. I think the Zags are going to gain some revenge.
All right, so I'll get about a minute here. I put here upset alert ASU at number 7 U of A. Tip off at noon. I mean,
Homer.
At least do they cover? They only lost by 9.
Homer.
The last time they were here, they made a gallant comeback. That's because U of A couldn't hit the broadside of the barn this second half. But how do you look at this ASU game?
Ooh, I think I'm going to leave this one alone and root for you because, man, I look at this and I'm like, Sun Devils,
1 minute.
118th in the country in three-point shooting. There's 363 teams. They're near the bottom.
Guard
253rd shooting the 2, 250th at the free throw line. So, and then again, it's a problem that gets magnified by the fact they're likely to be involved in a fast-paced game.
Yeah.
U of A wants to run. Arizona State doesn't play quick tempo, but they also aren't deliberate, so they can get caught up in that. And if there's a lot of shots that have to be made, they're not the team that normally does it. I think U of A probably wins by about the point spread right around there, anywhere from 8 to 12 points. I mean, listen, they shot poorly at Arizona State on New Year's Eve.
Right.
Still won by 9 on the road, so that's a little scary.
So you're saying they got a chance?
Oh,
yeah, they do. They do, Jim Carrey. They do.
Yes. Thank you, Scott. Have a good weekend.
Take care, guys.
Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. Scott wins on Twitter. There are a bunch of people that complained to the FCC about Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show. Obviously, they thought it was too sexual. Some people even thought it was pornographic. Are you kidding me? We're getting into that next. It's nuts. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Here we go. Steve Covino. Ooh. Rich Davis.
Yes.
This is Covino and Rich.
Aaron Rodgers, I mean, clearly he doesn't know a lot about Aaron Rodgers if he needs to take a 4-day darkness retreat. He's clearly trying to figure something out, right? And
he has to go take ayahuasca in the middle of the woods, but Adam Schefter knows what's up.
Exactly.
Come on.
You know, I think that's a pretty fair statement.
Covino and Rich, this afternoon at 4. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Home shopping? You'll need a pre-approval letter. Call GC Global Capital, and you can get pre-approved in minutes. Call 480-397-9300. Free second opinions and comparisons. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License MB 0924983. An equal opportunity lender.
Are you looking to get into the best shape of your life or looking to offer your son or daughter the best training in Arizona? Then listen up. Dan Manucci for the new Cocoa 5 Performance Center at Bell Bank Park in Mesa. The state-of-the-art performance center is a 25,000 square foot facility and is home to sports performance for teams, individuals, combine prep, and professional athletes. And now the new home where I coach my quarterback. 80 yards of indoor turf and track along with an outside turf workout area, plus tons of squat and bench stations along with world-class training equipment. And they have the best team of coaches in the Southwest led by Olympic gold medal winner Dan O'Brien. If you or your son or daughter are ready to take the next step by gaining more speed, agility, power, or flexibility, then you need to check out the Cocoa 5 Performance Center at Bell Bank Park. Sign up by calling 480-572-0647, and one of their team members will create an individualized program specific to your needs. That's 480-572-0647 or online at legacyperformanceaz.com. For limited time, if you mention me, Dan Manucci, they'll give you your first session on me. That's legacyperformanceaz.com.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Great news for men over 40. We Work Wellness will help you conquer your ED, guaranteed. Even if you've tried pills and shockwave therapy, we guarantee positive result on a single office visit, or it's free. We have a 98% success rate. And if you're not satisfied, it's free. We Work Wellness.
All right, guys, I'll come back with the Rihanna soundbite.
4869. 866-902-4869. That's 866-902-4869.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Please don't stop the music, the music.
Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler, Monday from 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 9 and on our free iHeartRadio app.
So if you recall, back in 2004, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake, the wardrobe malfunction, it generated 540,000 complaints. 540,000 complaints to the FCC.
Amazing.
This year's Rihanna Super Bowl halftime performance only resulted in 103 complaints, which is low.
We've progressed over the years, have we, Rob?
Yes. It's amazing what some of these people said. I'm going to read a couple quotes here. One person said, quote, "I don't care what somebody worships, but children should be exposed to pornography. And as an adult, I don't wish to see it. Where has decency gone? How about respect for others and self?"
What was so?
She was pregnant.
Exactly.
She wasn't showing off anything.
Well, exactly right. I think she was covered up. Everybody was covered up. Dancers, her, head to toe.
Another said, quote, "This year the halftime show was so indecent, I had to turn off the TV because of pornographic content."
I hear this pornographic. Where? I never saw any skin one way or the other. Ever.
I mean, anyway. Rihanna didn't even dance much.
No, she was holding on to she was hooked into that pole, that with that floating platform. She was hooked on that. She was holding on to it, and she was hooked into it from behind. So about the only time she moved here and there, I don't get it.
Yeah, it was announced yesterday that she's going to be bringing her porn to the Academy Awards.
Oh, is that right?
On March 12th.
Yeah.
I guess it was too sexy is what it was. Too sexy.
She was like, she had a big drape over her, for crying out loud. How sexy was that? I mean,
You and I, we disagreed. I didn't think it was that good at all.
I thought
I gave it like a C. You gave it like a B plus.
Yeah,
A
I gave
minus.
B plus. Yeah,
I
A
was
minus.
like,
I just thought the music,
because what I
creativity.
No, that was great. But
Yeah.
Rihanna is about her dancing
persona.
not the people behind her doing that.
Well, I didn't realize she was pregnant. I think a lot of Americans didn't realize she was pregnant.
Well, everybody did like once she got on stage.
Yeah,
she
they did. Oh, okay. There's that big old baby.
She said
bump.
she was going to bring somebody special. Anyway,
I forgot about that.
This is kind of interesting. There's some experts that are predicting that in less than 10 years, 39% of time spent on housework and caring for loved ones will be automated.
Automated. And
Automated.
We're gonna have
like robots.
Seriously? So I'm gonna have a robot.
The most likely one is groceries, which can already be handled through a delivery system.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe this means robots or AI could actually handle the ordering. They just won't be able to do the cooking, but do that part.
Sure.
And then they're saying now like least likely stuff to be automated mostly involves other things like child care, escorting child outside home, kids, pet care, things like that.
Right.
So, wow.
This is interesting. There was a special about a week ago over in Japan showing the robots that they have. They look so human. It's incredible.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And it might have been even 60 minutes. It might have been.
Could have been. Yeah.
And I went, wait a second. I get it. They're there. I can see them as companions, but doing the housework and then caring for an elderly individual.
That's crazy.
I don't know how that, how you program them or where's the human touch? Where's the human care? I mean, if there's cleaning, can they really dust the table? Can they really vacuum? I could see. What you had the Roomba for years?
Oh, the Roomba, I still have it.
You still got the Roomba?
Oh yeah, I'm on my third one. Roomba's bad. His name's Jake.
Yeah,
great.
You named the Roomba Jake?
Yeah, that's
You holler out, yo, Jake, get that those crumbs over there.
Slid up to his thing, dog hair. It's perfect.
So
there could be another Wayne's World movie in the works. Dana Carvey posted a picture of him and Mike Myers dressed as Garth and Wayne. And so maybe they're working on a Wayne's World 3, and that would be most excellent, wouldn't it? Excellent.
You got it. Most excellent. And you think of Alice Cooper, would he be involved?
That would have been where our producer would have played the drop that I sent him.
Yeah,
bang. Probably in the bathroom.
Yeah. Speaking of that, make sure it's 21 seconds, whatever you do. You know what? They're so silly and corny. They're funny, and they call Alice Cooper, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. So I wouldn't have any fun. I would watch that, but not at the theaters.
So there's some new terms, new work terms that are out that are buzzing on TikTok, like copycat layoffs, which is the idea that layoffs are contagious. When one corporation starts canning people, other companies decide that they're going to do the same thing. Bare minimum Monday, it's like quiet quitting, but just for the start of the week. You skate by, let yourself ease into it slowly.
I've never heard of either one of those. I mean,
shift. These are all new.
Yeah.
Shift shock.
Shift shock.
Shift
shock. Okay.
It's when you are excited about a new job.
Yeah.
But after a few shifts, you realize you hate it.
Yeah. That midnight shift from 12 a.m. to about 7 a.m. Yeah, I get paid $30 an hour, but man, it sucks.
Another one, the boomerang employees, is when you go back to an old job because your new one didn't work out. Boomerang employees.
I've heard boomerang relationships. I've never heard boomerang employees.
So there's a bunch that are out now. But new terms in the workforce.
Well, in the workforce, I did see a couple weeks ago, Intel has had some, speaking of major layoffs, semiconductor industry is going through their funk right now, but they'll bounce back as you'll see more and more of the Intel pieces sold.
We're going through some just useless knowledge, some
3 minutes.
bar gossip. A dog, and hey Ben, welcome. A dog in Arizona made the Guinness Book of World Records.
Doing?
For the longest tongue of a living dog in the world.
So
the record requires the tongue to be measured from the tip of the snout, and this Bisbee tongue was measured at 3.74 inches.
Wow. What kind of dog? Does it say?
Doesn't say. No.
That's a big dog right there. Think about that. I mean, panting away. And who's going to – is there like a need for – here's one of the Guinness Book of World Records we're looking for. They put like a memo out somewhere that we're looking for the longest tongue of a dog.
Netflix is got a new series, I should say, called Quarterback. Mm-hmm. And it features reigning MVP and Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins of the Vikings, and Marcus Mariota of the Falcons. The three wore microphones
2 minutes
throughout the season.
I saw that.
And they're also filmed at home. So it is being produced by Mahomes 2 p.m. Productions with help with Peyton Manning's Omaha Productions. And it's pretty cool because with Mahomes, his new baby, the middle of the season, a Super Bowl and all that good stuff. So, Netflix is doing a great job. Full Swing's outstanding.
Is it? I've not seen
So
it.
good.
Is it
I'm
good?
through 6 of the 8.
I've watched all of them already. Yeah, it's cool how they illustrate what it's like being a rookie, what it's like getting into the PGA, how hard it is, what it's like with Brooks Koepka, the mental barrier that he can't even get through. Talks about Rory, talks about Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth's relationship and how Thomas is actually catching up to Spieth now. I love it. I'm a big fan of it, what they're doing.
Yeah, I just wish there was more. You get started and you're just like, oh, can we get more? Can we get more? I mean, there's some the Formula One, which is called Drive to Survive, which I have not seen. I heard that's pretty good. Breakpoint, which is tennis. And I heard, and I grew up a tennis player. I know people that don't even like tennis really liked it. I mean, Netflix they currently have at least 42 sports documentaries.
I can't wait for this Quarterback one to come out. I'll be watching it. Full Swing, I haven't had a chance to get to yet.
Really?
Kind of the
You're really going to take some time to watch a Quarterback show on Netflix?
I'm more interested than
you need my code?
No, I got it. We got Netflix, yeah. I'm more interested in off-the-field stuff, how these guys prepare, how it affects their game. You talk about babies and life in general, how it affects their game. All the on-field stuff, okay. Seen it, been there, done that.
Hey, we got a rewind coming up where Jax and Ben have some fun. We also got Howard Balzer talking some Cardinals latest on their coaching hires. Got a new one today, at least being reported. And Sean Salisbury, all coming up in our third hour of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910 from right to you.
Get ready for the nothing but net action of college basketball on AZTV Channel 7. Every Monday and Saturday, we take you courtside for both men's and women's college hoops. AZTV Channel 7. Check out the schedule at aztv.com.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox.
Hey kids, let's go.
Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead, wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
All the radio stations you love, every playlist to match your mood, the podcasts that everyone's talking about. If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio!
Attention seniors on Medicare. One Medical Seniors is a doctor's office designed around you and your needs. With convenient locations, on-site labs, and care coordination with specialists, our entire team works together to provide you with the best care possible. Come meet us at one of our no-cost events, like a Medicare 101 or a holiday party, and bring a friend. It's your time. It's your health. One Medical Seniors, building strong relationships with our patients and our community. Learn more at omsphoenix.com. That's omsphoenix.com.
This February, Xfinity Flex is unlocking premium entertainment for you to try every single week, no strings attached. Celebrate during Black History Month with shows like Unsung the Decades. Snuggle up during Valentine's Day with a Lifetime Movie Club pick like Harry and Meghan, A Royal Romance. Or crank up the action with Godfather of Harlem from MGM+. Get down and funky with the Classic Soul playlist from iHeartRadio. Easily discover new free content each week across the best streaming app. Say free this week into your Xfinity voice remote.
Springtime, the best time of the year here in sunny Arizona. Spring training, spring break, and of course,
Duke's on Miller and McDowell. Enjoy this weather on one of their 3 spacious patios. One is smoke-free. Duke's, right on the Greenbelt at Miller and McDowell, has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends at Duke's for spring training.
Where? Miller and McDowell! Scottsdale!
Now open in Rocky Point.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
A couple of days after re-signing with the Mercury, Brittany Griner was seen yesterday on the court at the team's practice facility. Sun center DeAndre Ayton was on hand, and he said it was unreal watching her and seeing the reaction on her face. Ayton and the Suns get back to work after the All-Star break at home versus the Thunder tonight. Cardinals wide receiver Robbie Anderson has legally changed his first name to Chosen. The Athletic reporting that Russell Wilson wanted Pete Carroll fired as head coach in Seattle. Wilson, though, on social media denying the entire story. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for those temperatures dipping down into those upper 40s. We'll also start to see those clouds increasing. And then for your Saturday, mostly cloudy with temperatures right around 74 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by the Phoenix Zoo. Happening now, it's the Dinosaurs in the Desert Comeback Tour at the Phoenix Zoo with special guests, Ancient Beasts, It's Dynamite, and Jurassic. Tickets are included with general zoo admission. Get more information at phoenixzoo.org.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner.
Hey, Rock.
In Iraq and need a check.
I'm going to kindly ask you before you give away tickets if I can have some to Harlem Globetrotters. I was going to buy some anyways.
Always online at lernerandrow.com. Now time for
I was going to take my nephews.
Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
I will. You guys are hot.
Hour number 3, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Right out of the gate, we want to give away 2 family 4-packs for the Globetrotters next Saturday at Footprint. 7 o'clock show, lower level seats, 4-pack. We will email you these tickets. It's the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour as they go head-to-head against the Washington Generals. I got money on the Generals this year.
You do.
Yeah, I think they're going to win.
It away,
well, there's 3 games. They're playing an afternoon matinee, and then they're playing a night game at Footprint. Then they're playing again on Sunday in Glendale, Glendale Arena. So I have a feeling that one of those games, Washington Generals are going to win.
You just take your money and just flush it right down that toilet, man.
Anyway, HarlemGlobetrotters.com to get tickets, Ticketmaster as well. But right now, we'll take the 5th and 6th caller at 602-260-9191. 602-260-9191. 5 and 6 callers and 5th and 6th callers, that is. And it's family 4-pack.
Don't call if you're Glenn.
4-pack. And if you're Glenn, don't call. Or Bob.
Glenn, Bob,
James,
our usual winners. Yeah, give it a break, man.
It's let somebody else win.
Yeah, exactly right. Let somebody else go ahead and have that opportunity.
Well, if we would enforce our rule, our iHeartRadio rule,
sure,
which is all on the shoulders of Ben, we'd be all right. But Ben, we don't even know if he's there right now taking a phone call. He missed out last segment. He wasn't even in there.
Yeah, phenomenal drop.
Didn't even play my Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Excellent. Didn't play
Our
it.
program director was in the room talking with me, and I was trying to balance both things.
Well,
guys.
Should we make a phone call to the program director and say, we got a show 1 and 4?
Yeah.
Let us do
For the
our
love
job.
of God, for the love of God, please don't. Just
No, I
let me.
totally am. I'm really. Did you think I'm kidding? No, we had a great drop that I had to. It took me days to find.
Yes, it did.
I had one moment to use it, and
then you go to Michael Myers personally and get that drop. Call from his archive.
All right, this is where the kids get to take over.
Excellent.
Yeah, we're a little late.
There you go, Rock.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Lack thereof.
Tell AT I said thank you. Yeah, okay. All right, let's get back to it's kids time. It's you may be the baby backs. The baby backs.
Yeah.
Well, this is the same kind of thing here. It's the baby backs, but it's the Roc and Manuchis, our kids. And this is where they get to get us back. And unfortunately, they can't have much on me.
No,
because we had no show on Monday, and then I was off Tuesday, Wednesday. So All they have is whatever I said
Well, you've had a
yesterday.
couple days, Rock. You never know.
Yeah. I know I'm in there somewhere because I had a lot of energy yesterday. So, all right, with that being said, fire it off, Ben.
In case you missed this week of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, our fine rookie Jackson Groff has you covered.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Jax puts it all together. The best, the worst, and in his mind, the funniest moments from this week's shows. This is Jax's Rewind exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Let's get it started. Obviously, we got to start off with Quick Draw Manuch. You know, that's probably one of the best segments that involves stupid answers.
By far.
And it always involves Manuch and Jimmy B. So one of the questions that Ben asked was, can you name a first date idea that starts with the letter C?
Sure.
And these were the two answers that Manuch and Jimmy B came up with. Rock, your answer was smart. You're not in this one. But Jimmy B and Manuch had to say this for their first date idea.
Cat house. Oh, Jimmy. Cat house.
What? You can take her to a cat house?
Rock.
It's a cat house.
I don't know.
Rock. Did you ever watch that show? Rock. Cat house.
Yeah, Rock. Yes, please.
Rock.
Cabin.
All right, deal.
No, it's not.
All right, Manuch.
Manuch?
Couch.
Your first idea is first
couch.
Yeah.
You're taking her over to the place first date.
Well, you know, just sit. You watch TV. You guys you watch TV. You can just sit there and talk.
Going to your house the first date is kind of bold.
Yeah,
I didn't say at the house. I said,
you dirty dog.
Here's the deal, man.
Manuch, what they call you? Your nickname was Meat, wasn't it?
If you're on a date, don't you know that after dinner, they got the bar over here. There's the couch right there.
Yeah.
You sit down, have an after dinner drink.
This is the couch. This is like at one of those bars called the living room, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, whatever.
You know, you've been there before, right?
Oh yeah, there's one up in DC Ranch.
That
sounds.
But I don't know.
That
I don't
sounds
know
like
if you
a
could have a couch.
one night stand.
No. Get your minds out of the gut.
All right, man.
But Jimmy, the cat house, the first
Dirty
date.
dog.
Did not know what a cat house was.
You guys didn't know what a cat house was?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he must have watched that show. I think he's watching reruns of that show.
So I'm actually going to quiz Ben here. Ben, you know the actor that was in Remember the Titans, Equalizer, Flight, Man on Fire? Do you remember his name, perchance?
I know his name wasn't Desmond Washington.
It
for
was
sure. I know that's
not. I didn't know he had a twin brother. Rock apparently thought he had a twin brother named Desmond in Quick Draw Manuch yesterday.
All right, pop culture world. Give me the name of a famous actor, first name or last name, beginning with the letter D.
Rock.
Damn.
Denman or oh my gosh. Desmond Washington or oh my God,
Manuch. Denzel Washington.
That's why you come up with your own.
You said Desmond.
That's where I was going.
No, you said Desmond.
No. I said
Denzel Washington.
That's where I was going.
Jimmy, I'm going Desmond Wilson.
Who's that?
Do you remember?
No.
Mod Squad?
No. Okay. Think again. Red Fox.
I'm going Manuch on this one.
Yeah. Rock would have had it had he said the name correctly.
I knew I had him in my head. I just Desmond Washington.
That was a standout, and also GB is so old, man.
He went back
Red
to
Fox.
Desmond Wilson was the son on Sanford and Son.
Okay,
that's where he was going.
Yeah,
Red Fox. He couldn't even remember the show. It's Sanford and Son. Is Desmond Wilson or whatever his name was. It was the son.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Jimmy B, he was old there, but he's hip in this next clip I'm about to play, and he may need to start his rapping career after dropping these bars in yesterday's show.
24 years ago today, Eminem released Slim Shady LP.
That's it.
Were you a fan, Jimmy? Yeah. We know it's we need some material for tomorrow.
The music, the moment, you never want to let it go.
Jimmy B.
said I'm about to blow.
You Eminem, go ahead. Look at you. Wow. You're hip happening guy, you.
Oh, I had no idea.
I'd love to see him rap every show.
Jimmy B. He's the hip happening white over. Yeah, I looked at him and went, "What the?"
I know when we came back with that, and then I'm like, I looked at him, and he started to get into it. I'm like, all right, just let him go. This is just good material for our rewind.
He could wear his bright like ping hat too when he raps.
And he's 70 plus wearing Bad Birdie, which is for 21-year-olds.
And he's rapping.
That is so.
He's got the lip.
Can we please have a segment each week where we give Jimmy just rap lyrics and have him just rap it out?
I've been telling you guys, we need to have the yes drops. I mean, I've given you guys, trying to help you guys succeed in this business.
Material, yes, you have.
You guys don't run with it. I come up with the ideas. I just can't follow through.
Are we not?
Not my gift.
Are we not entertaining you? I mean, it's still live from Gladiator.
Exactly. Well, the next clip, another classic argument, between Roc and Manuch. Who has better analogies? Here's this clip.
For that, I think it's selfishly they want to see him play. Just everybody pump the brakes. Pardon the pun, Roc, to your analogy. Pump the brakes a little bit.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and then kind of let it ease itself back into the flow of traffic. To use that car analogy, that's terrible.
Your analogies don't make any sense.
Pump the brakes and ease it back into traffic.
My analogy about a new car is dead on.
I'm
adding to your analogy. You went down the stupid road with a pre-owned.
No,
okay, you were so off on
one way or the other. We got to get those tires back on the road. Get it back to the road.
It's just brand new. There's no miles. You know how? Here's another thing you got to do. You know when you buy a new car and they say, don't go over 55 once you reach 1,000 miles. My dad always tell me, it's a bunch of BS.
It is.
But in this case, same thing with KD. You bring him in, first couple games,
3 minutes
and less. All right, break him in a little bit. Break. We're taking a break. No, I wasn't making a stupid analogy. We're taking a break.
Got so mad there, Rob.
Well, because I had a good point.
You did have a great analogy.
My analogy with KD was, all right, everybody relax, okay? You buy a new car, it takes you 4 or 5 months to get it, right? You're ordering a new car, but it's just like saying it's a pre-owned. You're not ordering a pre-owned. You're getting a new one. And KD, yes, he's got miles, but Ben, he's brand new here. He's brand new here, and there's no reason why he needs to play 25 minutes on Wednesday. He plays 15, that's fine. And let him get it going just like a new car. You're supposed to kind of work it in.
Break.
But he's not.
We're not breaking.
He's not
we done?
certified pre-owned vehicle.
We're not at break.
We got one more clip left. This one talks about, drinking while golfing. Well, Jimmy B out of nowhere decided to talk about how he's a big lightweight.
Yeah.
And then Roc talked about, drinking affects him in a negative way. So this kind of brings up a discussion. Drinking and golfing. Here's the clip.
If we always have birdie juice when we play.
Yes.
And if I make one, the shot is like about a quarter of what everybody else's shot is for me. Because
that's all you can handle, Jimmy?
That's all I can handle. It hits me so fast.
Knock you down?
Man, I'm on the carpet like you cannot believe. If I take that shot on the golf course,
so it doesn't help your game.
No, not at all. Does it help yours?
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I don't typically do those.
Okay.
I don't really like to drink when I play.
I don't either.
It's not my thing, even though it would probably help me. And there's some other things that you could probably take that are legal that would probably help me because it just makes me relax a little bit. But no.
Have you taken anything that's prescription or non-prescription that's helped your game?
Roc, I have a card that allows me to do something legally. Yes, but no, I don't because
screw your game up.
I overthink so much as it is. You put that in your system, you are going to overthink even more. And I always thought maybe it would slow my swing down.
Sure.
You're just kind of mellow, like indica in bed is called, But if you do the sativa, it takes you to a whole other level, and you just I don't.
You got to try it. You got to try it.
I don't do that.
Roc's breaking down the different brands of marijuana right here.
What does your son do for a living?
Well, he sells it, but yeah, absolutely. I get educated, but I've never inhaled. By the way, he doesn't do.
You would never think of all people, Manuch's kid runs a dispensary in Denver.
But here's the thing, man. He just got he's a manager. You got a promotion. You got a raise.
Hey,
he's doubled me. Yeah, I'm like, dude,
you go ahead. He knows his pot.
He knows
you raised him well. Like son. Where'd he learn it from?
Well,
all those days you thought he was out and playing the drums in the
garage?
No, he's out there toking.
No,
he's like the NFL All-Pro quarterback of weed.
Yes,
you know what? And the funny thing is,
the Hall of Fame.
They don't do casual. It's just all the medical stuff they do.
Recreational.
Is recreational.
It's not casual.
Oh, yeah. Advocational.
That's got to make next week. Okay, I mean, you just got to tag that.
He doesn't do recreational.
And that's the rewind.
All right,
Rewind.
good job, buddy.
guys.
Good job, Ben. All right, Howard Balzer's next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
With just 4 home games remaining in Sun Devil Hockey's inaugural year at Mullen Arena, grab your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com or join us at 6:30 Friday and 4:30 Saturday for Arizona State and Alaska Fairbanks here on Fox Sports 910, the home of Sun Devil Hockey.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Already a very busy Friday afternoon on our roadways. First off, 17 southbound. There's a wreck near 7th Avenue sitting in the left lane. Another wreck southbound 17 near Thomas off right. A crash with injuries on 35th Avenue in Thunderbird. Looks like a motorcycle rider down there. And a wreck on Broadway in Rural. I'm Lee Powell, checking the roads.
This report is sponsored by Precision Air and Plumbing.
Hello, everybody. Eric Bryan, owner of Precision Air and Plumbing. If you're having plumbing problems, listen. My plumbers are the best in the industry.
You want to do it at the end of the segment? Actually, you want to do it when we play Salisbury?
Or go online.
All right, cool. See you in a second.
.com.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, and soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks. So easy.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This is NFL quarterback Rodney Peete, and here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by AutoZone.
The Suns welcome the Thunder to Footprint Center tonight. Landry Shamet is out with a...
All right, guys, Balzer's ready.
Campaign is questionable. Kevin Durant looking to make his debut next week. ASU and 7th-ranked Arizona match up tomorrow.
Cool, and then after this, we'll do some promos.
The Sun Devils remain squarely on the March Madness bubble. ESPN reporting that Quinn Snyder and the Hawks are in talks about solidifying a deal for him to become the franchise's next coach. I'm Frank Arity.
It's time to say good night to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply.
Yeah, when you ask for something, I make it happen. No big deal.
Meant for mornings. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen Monday 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Hall of Fame voter, co-host the weekly Hall of Fame radio show on Sirius XM, NFL Radio. Part of PHNX Cardinals. Howard Balzer joins us. How are we doing today, Howard? What's going on?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Hanging in there. How are you guys doing?
Can't complain. When you look at what the Cardinals have done, it seems to me with the hiring of all these coaches that are just so young, to me, just so young, and maybe it means I'm just getting old, but it seems to me that this is going to be a long process to get this team at the level where they need to be to kind of challenge for championships. Would you agree that just the lack of maybe experience, or should I not get caught up in how old these guys are?
Well, that's what Jonathan Gannon and all those guys would have everyone believe. And to a degree, I tend, to go along with them because, as they've pointed out on a couple of occasions, the Eagles staff, when Nick Sirianni took over in 2021, was, if not the youngest, one of the youngest coaching staffs in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And we saw what they were able to accomplish in 2 years. So to me, it comes down more to, and it always does. It always does. We always get in these discussions all throughout seasons that whenever a team isn't playing well, it's always about the coordinator or the play caller or this culture or all these other things. And hardly anyone talks about the players. But most of the time, it's about the players.
Yes.
It's about players executing. It's about players doing their job. It's about players making plays and having good enough players to beat other teams more than you lose to them. And that's what will determine what happens with this Cardinals team. I mean, all these coaches, Jonathan Gannon wouldn't be hiring guys that he didn't know and didn't respect and didn't think could do the job. But the reality is they've got to have the players. And I think we all know that there was a lot lacking in players last season. A lot of that was because of injury, and a certain amount of that was because of just lack of depth or whatever we want to point to. So that, to me, is going to tell the tale of what happens with this group going forward. Is how Monty Ossenfort and the scouting department and all that, and how they improve and do whatever they're able to do with the players that are on hand and those that will be back, and then improve it from there. And then if you have good enough players, then I think that in this league you can play competitive football. And I think truly, that's what it comes down to. I mean, heck, when you look at the Cardinals staff, they had a bunch of young coaches too. Cliff Kingsbury was young. A lot of the offensive assistants were young. It wasn't like that. I know, Vance Joseph had experience, but he's not an old guy. And so they had a bunch of young guys on their staff also. And so I think that I don't know that stuff really all matters all that much. It's how the players play that will determine what happens with this team.
How about the players that have been in the league for a few years, and now they're being coached by coaches that have not coached in the NFL? Because it seems like a few of these coaches, their entire coaching career is in the college ranks.
Yes. Some of the guys that have been brought on, do have mostly experience in college, no doubt about it. And so I think that I look at these staffs that are being hired around the league every year, and you see a bunch of that around the NFL. You have some guys with NFL experience. Then you have some young up and coming guys that have done a nice job in college, and teams bring those coaches on. So, like I said, I think it all comes down to creating a culture of success with everybody involved, with the coaches and the players, and then go from there. But like I said, I really believe it's mostly about the players. And so they believe that they're going to be fine. And like I said, the Eagles were a very young staff, and here they were in the Super Bowl in Nick Sirianni's second year. Now look at the players they had. Look at the offensive line. The offensive line wasn't a whole bunch of young guys. They had veterans on there like Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, and other guys, and veterans throughout the roster. But they also stayed healthy, and so that to me is going to be the biggest challenge. It's always the biggest challenge in the NFL is keeping your players healthy. I'd like to hear something from these guys talking about, hey, what have you guys looked into it, investigated it at all in terms of why there were so many injuries on this team in the last year and a half, whether it was core muscle, whether it was soft tissue injuries, whether it was back injuries, whatever injuries they might have been. There was a huge number of injuries that affected this team. And I look at that. I would hope that they are, because a certain amount of it is bad luck, but then sometimes you wonder, is some of it not bad luck? Is it just training? Is it some other thing? So I think that's something that they should be looking at, and I haven't heard that they are in terms of that. But then again, they haven't been asked the question about it either.
Howard, it's interesting you bring that up because the Chargers just got rid of their trainer, been there for over 24 years. I think the last 6 or 7 he's been the head trainer. But then be a lot to that. And I think when the new guy comes in and looks at all the injuries or scenarios or situations for maybe treatment or doing the wrong thing, but that does happen. I mean, the Chargers just let their guy go. He was there for 24 years.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a scapegoat thing. Sometimes it's something else. I mean, who knows? But I'll give you one example. And I knew this guy when he became the head trainer in St. Louis with the Rams, a guy named Reggie Scott. And he was one of the most respected trainers around. And he's been with the Rams for at least a decade. And that's been a team that, you have off and on. You have injuries here, injuries there. And then all of a sudden last year, they were as injury decimated as any team in the National Football League. So do we believe all of a sudden that the trainer was suddenly doing something that created injuries? Or was it just the way the luck fell last year? But it definitely should be, though, something that is looked at and investigated to see if you can find out common threads to certain things, whether it's training methods, whether it's time on the field, whether
3 minutes,
whatever it might be. I think those are things that should be looked at, and I'll be very curious if this team does that.
With Nick Rallis, who's 29 years old, and you have Jonathan Gannon saying he'll help and doesn't want to be involved in the defense. I think that's a little far-fetched. I think he'll be involved during the week. Now, whether Rallis calls the defense or not, I think the safeguard for a young man like that is having your head coach / quasi-defensive coordinator, whatever he wants to call himself. I think that's a saving grace when you look at a guy, as Rock alluded to, the age of a young guy calling the defense, if he actually does call that defense.
No question. There's no doubt. And I know that Gannon made a comment about Andy Reid the other day, where he said he has all the respect in the world for Andy Reid, and he's would never compare himself to him. But the one thing he knows that Andy Reid does is he listens to ideas.
2 minutes.
He listens to all his coaches, and I think that's what Jonathan Gannon is going to do. But he wants to be able to delegate. He wants to be the head coach of the whole roster and concentrate on everybody, and not just have his laser focus on one side of the ball. But having that defensive background, that there will be input, there will be collaboration, and I think sometimes we all get too hung up on who's the coordinator, who's the play caller, as if there's some magic wand that this one guy has. And then if it doesn't work, well, he didn't call the right plays or didn't do this or didn't do that. When the reality is there's a lot of collaboration that goes in during the week on a game plan of what you're going to do in a specific game based on who you're playing and matchups and all those things. And then you create a game plan that everybody feels comfortable with. And then one guy, calls the plays, but it doesn't mean that somebody else can't come in and say, hey, maybe we could have done this there, or maybe we should do this, in that situation. And those things happen all the time in games, but most of us don't realize it and don't know about it because we're so laser focused on trying to blame one guy for a loss. If all of a sudden you think the play calling wasn't very good.
Howard, last one. Will there be a DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes?
1 minute.
I don't believe there's going to be a sweepstakes. No, I don't think for a guy that's 31, going to be 31 years old in a few months, that's had a couple of injuries the last 2 years, has a very big contract. That I'm not saying there's not going to be teams interested, but I don't think in terms, if we talk about sweepstakes, as a lot being offered for DeAndre Hopkins, I don't necessarily see that occurring because of his contract. And normally in this league, when you have guys with big contracts, especially up in years, then the draft choice compensation isn't as good as you might have wanted it to be because of the contract situation. So yeah, I think there will be interest, but I'm not sure what the compensation offered will be, and then whether the Cardinals feel that maybe he's worth more to us on the roster than getting a second round pick and a fifth round pick or whatever it might be. I'm not saying that's all that's going to be offered, but I would say that's something that the Cardinals will then have to decide moving forward. But the contract is an issue if he's with the Cardinals too, because he counts $30 million against the cap, and the league year starts in less than 3 weeks. And so you have to have something decided about that by the time March 15th rolls around. And if he's on the team, it probably, I would think it would mean a restructuring of that contract to lower the cap number for this year. So that has to be done, and not tomorrow, but there's not a whole lot of time either coming down the road with all the things that this team has to do and deal with as free agency approaches.
Great stuff as always, Howard. Thank you, buddy. Have a great weekend.
You too, guys. Take care.
Howard Balzer, Cardinals beat writer for Go PHNX. Follow him on Twitter at HBalzer7. 2-1. Sean Salisbury, get his thoughts on Aaron Rodgers coming out of the darkness, the retreat. That's next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910 from Wright Toyota.
What's
hey, Rock
on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
See if the All-Star break serves to cool off the Suns.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
The
Actually, Manuch.
Their time off. The Suns in real golf 11 wins in their last 15. Arizona home for Arizona State tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I was going to say.
when they're the ones doing shows like you and I have, and they're the predominant voice on television, on radio, on podcasts, that's when LeBron may become viewed as the GOAT.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 5 on Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is a closure involving hazardous materials. There's been an accident Scottsdale Road between Greenway Parkway and Greenway Hayden Loop. You want to be using 64th Street or Hayden. Closure due to an accident on the South Mountain Freeway, Loop 202 northbound at Buckeye Road, and an accident 17 southbound near 7th Avenue. That's traffic.
This report is sponsored by Precision Air and Plumbing.
Make the precision decision with Precision Air.
Did you know Arizona has the hardest water in the nation? For a limited time, Precision is offering a free in-home water test. Make the precision decision today and call us at 602-765-PIPE.
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Where will your new Chevy take you?
Hey, Rock.
Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off.
If you want to tease or if you want to give out those tickets again,
the whole gang,
we can do that again right here as well.
Hey kids, let's go.
I had one guy call in. I told him to hold because I was doing Jax's rewind, and then he hung up on me.
Memories and take on the road ahead.
I'll send you my info, but you can just send it to my email or text it or send it to me through phone or whatever.
Chevy Dealers.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market?
Oh, okay, we'll do. You got the ones from the other day, though, right? My email?
To join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service.
Gotcha. Okay, well, if you want to do it again, we have 3 more still that you can give away.
If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program, including 401k program with a match, and a company
got you.
Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480.
Yeah, I thought like
78.
We were giving away though, like each and every. So I got you.
Locally owned and invested within the community.
No, we're totally good with because it was 4 of them total. There's 4 of them that we're giving away, so it's good.
And possess great communication skills. All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com.
Yeah, 2 4-packs for today, right?
480-833-7.
Oh, yeah, then we're good. Then we would just have one more to give away.
Could you use monthly
Yes, sir.
payments to help meet basic needs?
My bad.
Putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources
I want to say that
or 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability.
listen, I want to say my brain isn't fully developed, but it is now. There's not much I can really say anymore.
SSA.gov/SSI.
I'm just a dumbass.
U.S. taxpayer expense.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich
Dang it, Jack, you're supposed to back me.
the punch of flavors that's
You're supposed to tell these guys, oh, he's smart, he's capable.
of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
You get bonuses?
And what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
It's the Learner and Row.
I was a mean volleyball player back in the day.
If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all.
Supposed to last.
602-977-1900. Learner and Row, voted Arizona's best law firm.
24 years ago today, Eminem released Slim Shady LP.
That's it.
That's it.
Were you a fan, Jimmy?
Yeah.
We know it's it.
Let's go. All right. We need some material for tomorrow.
The music,
go.
the moment, you never want to let it go.
Jimmy B.
said I'm about to blow. You Eminem, go ahead.
Guys are hot.
Oh, you hip happening guy, you.
Wow, that's Jimmy B. Did a little rap yesterday.
He never ceases to amaze us, doesn't he?
No, it's amazing. Hey, we got a family 4-pack we want to give away right now. for the Globetrotters next Saturday at Footprint. Phone number 602-260-9191. Caller number 4, 602-260-9191 for 4-pack lower level seats for the Footprint game, because there's 3. They're having a matinee. This will be the night game at 7 o'clock, and then they're playing in Glendale on Sunday. So you can get tickets at harlemglobetrotters.com or ticketmaster.com. So, again, 4th caller, 602-260-9191. Manny Machado became the first batter to commit a pitch count violation, a pitch clock violation, as he was up against former D-back Robbie Ray today. And as the Padres and the Mariners went at it, happened around 1:45, as the new pitch clock rules are now in effect. He violated the rule that requires batters to be ready to face the pitcher within 8 seconds. You need to be in the batter's box.
In the box, right.
He was not ready at the 8-second mark, and he wound up getting a strike. Didn't matter anyway, because he ultimately laced a single, and it didn't matter. But he's the first to get out of his pre-pitch routine in the box and got nailed.
Spring training, they're enforcing the rules. Yeah, it's interesting. You wonder how much they're going to enforce it once the regular season starts, because in the National Football League, all these new penalties and all this stuff, they call like the first 3 games.
I don't know about that.
That's it.
No, I mean, the defensive shift change, the bans on that, the pitcher's pickoff move attempts have been adjusted, the bigger bases.
But I hope they're consistent, is what I'm trying to say.
But
the whole year.
I don't think they're just going to do the first 3 games and then be done with it.
No, I'm just saying, like the National Football League, they would enforce, and then you get halfway through the year, and then you get a little lenient, like the days ago. Then at the end of the year, especially with pass interference it was several years ago, it got worse. It seemed like they just stopped calling it. And then this last year, the hits on the quarterback, some of the horrific calls on roughing the passers, they kind of stopped on that. But, I hope it's not like National Football League. They continue to be consistent in enforcing it the entire year.
Imagine if Nomar was still.
Oh my gosh,
he would be. He would strike out without even a pitcher trying to.
No more. That's 2 strikes now, buddy.
Come on, buddy. Let's go.
Leave the gloves alone and let's just get in the box. Well, I like it because once you're in the box, get your feet set, get in there, let's go.
I know, but I don't know. 8 seconds doesn't sound like a long time, does it?
Well,
is that enough?
Well, once those guys enter, once they look at their signs, whatever, after they kick the dirt, they knock the back line out or whatever.
Well, if you think about it, you go up. I mean, you played at a very high level. You get to the plate, you got a guy on second. You're looking at your third base coach. He's giving you some signs of what to do. It takes a little while.
Once you're in the box, that's what they're saying. Yeah, you can step out. Look here, once you're in the box and you're set, 8 seconds, that's a good amount of time to get yourself set. All right, adjust. All right, let's go. And I think that's what they're getting at once you're in the box, not once you get to the outside or what have you. But once they get in it, okay, let's go. That's why they're putting the pitchers 20 seconds to get in there. Get your ball back. Okay, let's go. Let's play. I mean, it's just like the good old days. It's like, okay, we get a game done in 2.5 hours. That'll be a mark set. That might be a Guinness Book of World Records from that standpoint.
Yeah, we'll see how this all pans out. Hey, tonight here on Fox Sports 910, some ASU hockey at 7 o'clock. Alaska Fairbanks is in town. That game will also be on the Pac-12 network. How cool is that?
Very nice.
Thunder is in town. Suns, 8 o'clock ESPN. So that's what's on tap tonight. Good stuff there. Really good stuff. I'm looking forward to KD and seeing what this team is all about.
Yeah, I think that again, this is Oklahoma,
2 minutes.
OKC coming in back to back. Can they withstand? We've seen this was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Somebody, I forget who it was, came in back to back, hammered. Might have been the Clippers, hammered.
It wasn't Atlanta, was it? I don't know.
Right. Might have been Atlanta. They came in and thought the Suns thought they could put it in cruise control.
I'm really anxious too to get into some baseball talk as we get going here in March. As we turn the calendar, time's going to change next week, so we'll be back to that. Now we're 3 hours the East Coast, same as the West Coast, which I like. This 1 hour thing is kind of tough. I know some people don't like it.
I'm used to it now.
But when is it going to affect next year when we're always going to be 3 hours?
I think it's
they're
next year.
They're not going to do any changing at all. Yeah, it passed. This is the last time they'll change the clocks.
Good.
So after next week.
We'll always be on LA time.
That's what threw me off when I went to Montana, was because I've never experienced daylight savings and the whole clock and stuff like that. Because Arizona and Hawaii are the only states that don't change their clock.
In
Parts of Indiana, right? I thought Indiana was part of it.
Who knows? There's so many different things. Hey, speaking of the Suns, our State 40 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. Should Monty Williams have a set starting lineup or let matchups dictate who starts? Just go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Set lineup or matchups dictate the starters? Well, matchup dictate the starters at 58.3%. Set lineup, 41.7%. Pretty close. Folks are I'm leaning toward I like to see a set lineup last couple weeks and then rotate your bench.
Did you write that question? That was a good question.
Thank you very much.
Hey, real quick, tomorrow beginning at 9 o'clock, Backspin, the golf show. A lot of talk right now what's going on with the Live Tour.
30.
It's going to be in Tucson in just a few weeks. It's a big deal. As well as the PGA Tour is on fire. They're doing great. And then it's Take the Points presented by Casino Arizona in the CAZ Sports Bar in the Sports Book with Gross and Jax tomorrow. That's coming up at 11 o'clock tomorrow. So they'll give you their uncensored sports betting opinions,
10 seconds,
and advice. That's tomorrow at 11. For all the guys and the kids, I'm Rock. Have a great week.